today. Got Evan Tiki and Sean coming up next, followed by the Carton Show with Craig Carton and C-Mac at 2 p.m.
That's almost like having to go to the bathroom when you forget to unzip your pants, you know? Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow morning. As always, New York.
Stay classy.
I would like to have sex for this much money.
Start the day with Boomer and Gio. Mornings 6 to 10 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, an Odyssey sports station. Evan Roberts. Tiki Barber. It's Evan and Tiki on WFAN, The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Welcome to Super Bowl week. How we doing? It's Evan and Tiki on a cold Monday in New York City. We got a lot to get to. Yes, the Super Bowl is Sunday. Brian Cashman said something else this weekend that may piss Sean Morash and Yankee fans off. And there's a childbirth debate in the NFL. But one thing that really annoys me is Friday news dumps. Because Friday news dumps are done so that no one talks about something. That's why it's done. So without getting into the political reasons, obviously we had the Epstein email dump from Friday, in which there were 3,000 emails. If you were listening to this radio station, you just heard that Al Dukes was in the Epstein emails. Now, there are different levels to it. There's a tweet being mentioned in the Epstein emails, which is the case of Al Dukes and Mike Francesa, and that is, shrapnel, to say the least.
Because they both work at WFAN.
Yes. And the disgusting pig known as Jeffrey Epstein apparently listened or followed WFAN. Then there's you being mentioned for, reasons that don't feel crazy or feel scandalous, like Russell Wilson may be buying a plane, right? Or someone's buying a Geno Smith jersey. And then there are the mentions that change your reputation. And so this commissioner, Roger Goodell, got a freebie this weekend because all weekend long, very few people reported on the fact that a minority owner of the New York football giant, Steve Tisch, was mentioned prominently in these Epstein emails. And unlike the case with Al Dukes or the case of Russell Wilson, there are things in that will sully a reputation and could be far worse than we even realize. I didn't see Adam Schefter tweet about it this weekend. I didn't see Ian Rappaport tweet about this weekend. So when Roger Goodell meets the media in a few hours for his State of the Union, State of the League speech, I don't even know how many people are going to ask questions. But I think it's fair for us to ask questions and wonder to this commissioner in this league, what are you going to do? Obviously, we don't have all the information for those that have read the emails or heard about them from Friday's news dump. We don't know everything. We don't know if this man was ever on the island. He denies that. We don't know if there was ever any underage women he was with. We have no idea. He denies that. But there are questions. And to me, it is on the league to at least try to answer those questions and not just brush it aside. But for the last 48 hours, quite frankly, it has been brushed aside. So what is Roger Goodell going to do? What should he do? What can he do?
He has a lot of questions he's going to be asked. One is about Steve Tisch, who you were alluding to, the minority owner for the New York Giants. The fact that there were no black head coaches hired out of the 10 openings.
He will be asked about that.
There will be a lot of questions around those things, but specifically to Steve Tisch. I've known the Tisch family forever. Bob Tisch was his mentor, Steve's dad, when I was in the city. I lived in Upper East Side. He was at the Regency, and he took care of me, did a lot of different things that helped further my life and my career. And so I've known John, his brother, and Steve for most of my professional life. Now, the context here is that Steve Tisch, who was twice divorced, separated from his second wife, Jamie, in 2006, I believe, or 2007. And these emails, these solicitations, so to speak, to Jeffrey Epstein were about 6 years later, 6 or 7 years later, looking for whatever. Female acquaintances. Now, there is no crime right now that we know about. And so we have to give Steve Tisch the benefit of the doubt. But there is a policy that the NFL has penalized or at least handed down punishment for players, for other executives over the years because the reputation of the Shield, the NFL brand,
yes,
is the most important thing
absolutely
to the NFL. And so there likely will be a repercussion. What it's going to be, I don't know. Because I don't think that the NFL, 13 years hence, is going to do an investigation of what Steve Tish's relationship was with Jeffrey Epstein. And I don't know if there's any evidence. And again, all these things that we're talking around but not really accusing him of are alleged. Like, we have no idea what this really means. But the fact that it was dumped on Friday, I think, was on purpose, not because of the Steve Tish stuff.
No,
who cares?
No, he's a small part. He's a big part for us because we do a sports talk radio station.
Right. It was because of the hundreds of other politicians and world executives and businessmen, some of whom we all know very well, were also included in this. But local to us, the only one that makes any sense to dig into is Steve Tish.
Yeah.
And so it's local to the NFL headquarters as well. And so I'm sure there will be something, but it's very nuanced and specific what Roger Goodell is going to have to do when he addresses Steve Tish and the Giants family. The bigger part here, the bigger story, at least for me, for someone who considers the Giants like family, is what does the Mara family do?
That's another great question. Yes.
What does it mean to them? Because they are the epitome of family and faith, and obviously football is a distant third. And John Mara is going through a tough time right now. And so the last thing you need or want is some ridiculous distraction about a Jeffrey Epstein connection for your co-owner.
Those emails do not confirm there was a crime.
Yes.
But here's what I do know on a very basic level. And this is where you talk about protecting the shield or protecting the Giant logo and shield. Jeffrey Epstein was convicted in 2008 of procuring a child for prostitution. Mm-hmm. He was registered as a level 3 sex offender in 2010. He was a creep.
Right.
And everybody knew that. These emails are from 2012. These emails are from 2013. So even if I take Mr. Tish's word that there were no crimes, that he didn't go to the island, that it was just merely Jeffrey innocently setting him up with women, not workers or however, here's what I know. He was communicating with someone that he had to know was a complete creep. Right. While that's not a crime, and no one's saying he should go to prison, if you are the commissioner, you have every right to say, I don't want that associated with my league. John Mara, great point. You have every right to say, I don't know if I want you part of my ownership. Because, again, even assuming there's no crime, because I'm going to take him at his word, even though a lot of things in the statement are odd, like we talked about movies. Who gives a crap if you talked about movies? There are emails about you talking about women.
Right.
I mean, so you could tell me all day you're talking about movies, you're talking about that doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Like, why would that even be in a statement? But what I know on the most basic level is that I find it really, really hard to believe that he and others didn't know Jeffrey Epstein was a complete, utter creep when they were communicating in 2013.
Yeah.
And the NFL is not, they're not putting anybody in prison. But I've seen it before. I've seen pressure campaigns by the NFL to say, we're getting rid of Jerry Richardson, owner of the Carolina Panthers. We're pressurizing Daniel Snyder to get rid of it. Now, I kind of equate this to impeachment and removal. No president's ever been removed, right? Mm-hmm. They've been impeached. They've never been removed. And you want to know why? Because Richard Nixon knew he was going to be removed. And so Richard Nixon said, I'm going to resign before this happens.
Right.
The reason Jerry Richardson sold his team is because he knew he was going to be removed. And the NFL does have a policy where with a 2/3 vote, they can remove an owner.
Right.
So even though it's never happened, I would argue that the pressure on Jerry Richardson and eventual pressure on Daniel Snyder, they would have been removed. So that is a tool that Roger Goodell, if he has the guts, and I quite frankly don't think he does, he could try to use that tool and go to his fellow NFL owners and say, hey, there's enough, even if it isn't a crime, there's enough to say we don't want to be associated with him. Is he going to do that? And should he do that?
Yeah. I mean, the challenge, though, is that when you think about the Giants and Giants ownership, do you think about the Tishes?
No.
Exactly. You think about the Maras.
Correct.
You think about Wellington and his father before him. You think about the Mara family. The Tishes are obviously, or were, 50% owners of the New York Giants. Now they're both 45% owners of the Giants because of the Koch family. Julia Koch, who came in and bought 10% of the organization. And so I think what you're saying makes sense if it was Daniel Snyder. if it is Richardson down in Carolina, when you think about the Giants, you're not immediately associating the Tish family. We are, because we're familiar with them. We know the Lowe's Corporation. We know what the Tishes are about here in New York. But outside of New York, I think it's why it's not as big of a story as we'll want to make it. And so the NFL has to weigh that.
Yeah.
And I think Roger Goodell has to weigh that. Because are we impugning the Maras because of the Tishes?
I'm not impugning the Maras.
That's not. But when you're saying it's a knock on the Giants brand, that's exactly what you're doing. And so it's unfair to the Mara family, who is beyond reproach.
But that's my point. See, when I say it makes the Giants look a certain way, I don't even mean Goodell. For Goodell, it's the league, it's the shield. For the Giants, it's the Mara family. Do they want to be associated with this?
Well,
I don't know.
and that's to me, that's the bigger issue.
Absolutely.
And forget what Roger said.
But I don't think they can do anything about it, right?
Because Roger works for the owners.
Right.
Like we misconstrue what this relationship is. Roger Goodell, he's like the boss of the league. No, he's not. He works for 32 billionaires. Correct. You know what I mean? So and his conflict is with the union. It's not with the other owners.
Right.
He works for the owners. That's why he's paid $70 million a year, whatever the heck he's making, because he makes billions of dollars for these gentlemen. Now, they collectively have a say on who they want in their group, right? And so if there becomes outrage from, I don't know, the McCaskey family or the I'm trying to think of the other owners. I can't think of
the Johnson family,
right? The Johnson family.
And Woody was mentioned in these emails, but not in the same way.
You know what I'm talking about?
Tish was.
The Khan family,
yes.
Like all of these other owners of these NFL teams saying we can't be associated with Steve Tish, who's not even the forward-facing owner of the New York Giants. Then Roger Goodell will have to address it.
Yes,
but until that happens, I don't think that they will.
I don't think that they will either. The reason here's what I would want, all right? I would want Roger Goodell to ask his fellow owners, not his fellow owners, but his owners.
I'm sure he will.
Right, but I also kind of want to do it publicly. You know, we're both fans of politics. One of the great things about putting a vote on the House floor is I want to see what your vote is.
Right.
I want to see what you got to say about this. I want to see if you're voting for whatever the bill is we're talking about.
Right.
And so, according to the NFL Constitution and bylaws, the commissioner could initiate, and then the owners would have to approve, a forced sale for, quote, serious violations. Here's the way it's written. Conduct detrimental to the welfare of the league or professional football, which can include financial misconduct, personal conduct, or other actions harming the league's reputation. That is so up to interpretation.
It really is.
But if you want to use
it means
it.
if we want you out, we'll get you out.
Correct.
If enough of us don't like you, then we're going to find a way to get rid of you.
Basically, that's what it says.
Exactly what it says.
And so what I would love to see, and to prove that they're taking this seriously, is, all right, NFL owners, vote. What do you think? And you know what's going to happen? I got a spoiler alert. They won't remove them. They won't. And maybe it's because a lot of names are connected in some loose way. Well, maybe it's because they don't want to kick out a buddy of theirs. But if they ever did this vote, this 3/4 majority, which is a way for the commissioner to initiate a vote to remove a fellow owner, they wouldn't get the 24 out of 32 votes. And I think as just an American citizen, I'd love to see everybody put their opinion on record.
Yeah, the other thing, and this kind of came up, even though we didn't pay attention to it enough, because it wasn't interesting on this side. It was more interesting on the Daniel Snyder side. That's essentially what Daniel Snyder was threatening. Like, you guys are trying to throw me out.
Yeah.
I know dirt on all of you guys as well.
Right.
And so you want that public? And look, Steve Tish is not that kind of guy. That's not, he wouldn't ever do that. But it just creates a massive, massive can of worms. And you just don't want that thing open. So I feel like this was released on a Friday.
Oh, of course.
The league hoped, beyond hope, that it wouldn't be a story.
And I think, believe it or not, despite you and I conversing about it, despite Boomer and Gio conversing about it at the beginning of their show, I think the story is basically going away.
Right.
Now, I still think it was important and is important for us to talk about it and at least lay out, hey, these are the options the commissioner has. He's going to meet the media later today. We'll see what happens. But there's a difference between my opinion and what I think is going to happen. Well, what's going to happen is it's going to go away.
Yeah, but
You're right.
The reason it's interesting to us is because the commissioner is today meeting about the Super Bowl. This is this story about owners of the NFL. And you have to ask it.
Right, but if he wasn't meeting today, it would still be a story, but we wouldn't get any like, hey, what's Roger going to say about it? Because Roger wouldn't have to answer a question about it. And I hope that he gets asked a question about it because I'll bring it up again. NFL media is not talking about it. NFL Network and ESPN are not talking about it.
Right.
This isn't the lead story on their shows. Adam Schefter didn't tweet about it. And so I do wonder, along with the other really important issues the commissioner has to answer, you talk about the minority coaching resume, which basically was 1 for 10 with Robert Saleh being the one minority to head coaching job. He will be asked about that. I have the fullest of confidence, as he should. I actually don't have a lot of confidence he's going to be peppered with these questions because there's a lot of people who are either being told or want for it to go away. And I think there's two issues. And the Mara part is so fascinating. If I'm the Mara family, who has a sterling reputation, I don't know what they're thinking today because they could be thinking, I don't want to be associated with this story. I may know the man and like the man, but I'm reading these emails and I'm seeing, hey, is she a pro or a civilian? Is she a working girl? I'm seeing this. I don't know the full truth, despite denials.
And you don't know if he's asking because he's saying, I don't want the pro. I want the civilian. I want a normal girl who just happens to be pretty and young and whatever.
We have no idea.
We have no idea the context.
But enough is there for us to ask questions, and there's certainly enough there for the Mara family and obviously the commissioner to ask questions. The question is anyone going to ask the questions? And where is this going? Because my gut tells me it's going away. And obviously, like you said, it wasn't dumped on a Friday because of Steve Tisch. That is, if you're ranking the names on this list in terms of popularity or impact, it's way down the list.
Way down the list.
It's big for us because it's sports and it's a local owner, and it's not a local owner who owns 1% of the team. If I'm not mistaken, he owns 40% of the team,
45%
correct?
45% of the team.
That's a lot.
Right.
That's a damn lot.
Yeah.
And so to this commissioner, what are you going to do about it? Are you just going to let it go away? And trust me, everyone will follow. We'll start talking football. We won't care anymore, right? Or are you going to address this?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I don't know if I'm trying to think of the measure, like what's important this week for the NFL. It's the Super Bowl. It's the ads that are being spent. It's the coaching hires. It's the draft that's upcoming in a couple of weeks or a couple of months, I should say. This is like way down the list. It really, just be honest with you.
But should it be?
I mean,
it's
Steve Tisch who is the not silent because he isn't, but I'll use it in this regard because we think of the Maras as the owner, not the Tisches. He's the quiet, other owner of the New York Giants.
Yeah,
it's not the main owner.
It's still an owner. It's still a part of that very.
No, I hear you.
Unique,
you're right.
Special class.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just wondering what level of import this actually has for the league.
Well, there's a difference between what should have import and what they look at as import. They don't care about this. Like, I'll spoil it. Roger Goodell doesn't care. He wants it to go away.
Of course.
He wants this to never be talked about again, and let's go make a lot of money. We'll talk about TV deals, and we have a Super Bowl. But it is important, and it makes the league look bad. And I think this is another moment in Roger Goodell's time as commissioner where he's going to be tested. And my gut feeling is he's going to fail the test because I don't think anything's going to happen to it.
Yeah.
But I stress again, he does have the authority to ask his owners or the owners, hey, we can vote to remove this guy. And like I said at the top, I know that none of the accusations are actual crimes, but I'll say it again. You knew in 2008 that Jeffrey Epstein was a creep. Right. Everybody knew it. You can't tell me that in 2012 and 2013, when he's communicating with this scum, that, I didn't know. I thought he was just a good guy. Well, I didn't know.
Right.
That
but then
is not true.
But then you open you open the book to say, well, when was Woody talking to this guy?
Open it. Tiki, open it.
When was Russell Wilson trying to buy a plane from this guy? Like like all of those things. We all knew this. Like everybody kind of had the inklings of this for years.
I'll tell you this, and I think this is a bipartisan statement. I think most Americans have been asking for years from both administrations, open it all. I don't give a crap who it's going to affect. Anyone who is associated with this guy, their name should be out there. And then it's for us to decide and for businesses, private businesses, to decide. Kind of like the NFL. Right. Roger Goodell could decide, I don't want you to be a part of this club. We'll get to your calls. We got a lot to talk about, including has the recent Knicks winning streak, including what happened last night, altered completely their view on trading for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And Brian Cashman is really trying to piss Sean Morash off. We got a very busy show. Your calls, 888-808-1019. We're all live from the Town Fair Tire Studios, powered by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
You guys know I'm always on the go. It's why my voice is raspy today. Screaming at a cheer competition for 2 straight days down in Orlando. Good job, CJA. We don't play. But I always need to feel that my family and my house is safe. That's why I turn to our partners at Sloman's, who installed the Sloman Shield Link system in my home just a few months ago. And I got to tell you, it's been a game changer, combining safety, convenience, and peace of mind that I can manage right from my home. The thing that happened this past weekend is I had a bunch of packages. You know, my wife is all about that Amazon delivery. Sitting at my doorstep. I can't have them sitting there, freezing. Something might be perishable. So I called up my neighbor. I said, hey, bud, you go fill those things in my garage. Open the garage, put it in the house, safe and sound. All because of the Sloman Shield Link system. You should check this thing out. Experience the future of home security and automation with the Sloman Shield Link system. Call 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME. Or visit slomans.com.
This portion of the program is sponsored by IHateMyEnergyBill.com. Are you sick of insane utility bills? Go to IHateMyEnergyBill.com to find out if your home qualifies for solar with zero out-of-pocket costs. See your bills dwindle with solar panels and get your free savings report today at IHateMyEnergyBill.com.
Don't miss Aaron Boone live in studio today at 3 p.m. with The Carton Show as Craig, C-Mac, and the Yankees manager fire up the hot stove with the latest on the Bronx Bombers as they get set to head to spring training. Your home for New York Yankees baseball is The Fan. 101.9 FM WFAN and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Last call for football. FanDuel is giving you a daily profit boost every single day leading up to the big game. Today's 30% profit boost is on passing yards over-under and alternate passing yards. Maybe you'll take Drake May to throw under 222.5 passing yards, or maybe you'll take Sam Darnold to throw over 227.5 yards. Consider using an alternate line of 200-plus passing yards. All you have to do is opt in each day and place an eligible bet to use that day's profit boost. So whether you're locking in early lines, riding your favorite props, or taking one last swing before the final whistle, FanDuel is giving everyone something extra to cheer for during football's final week. Play your game with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of WFAN. 21 and over and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Help the gambling problem. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
History's masterpieces wouldn't be the same without their most notable accents. Neither would the Kia Sportage without its multiple drive modes. The Kia Sorento without its expansive 12.3-inch panoramic display. Or the Kia Telluride without its 3 rows of spacious seating. The Kia SUVs. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Nissan trucks and SUVs are built for next-level adventure. Too much gear? Dirt? Rock? Sand? Get in a Nissan truck or SUV and feel unstoppable. Whether you want to take your next level of adventure in the Frontier Dark Armor, the Pathfinder, the Armada, or the Rogue, you'll be ready for what comes your way. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. Get 0% APR on the 2026 Nissan Rogue, 2025 Murano, or Pathfinder for well-qualified buyers. For JD Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Example 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary, subject to in-mat credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 2/2/26.
When it comes to affordable term life insurance, everyone's whistling the Big Lou tune. If you're over 50, maybe a bit porky, or have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost about $200 a month. Even if you're not in perfect health, call Big Lou, because he specializes in finding big chunks of affordable term life insurance for just about everyone. Don't let diabetes or other health glitches keep you from owning $500,000 to $1 million or more of term life insurance. For affordable term life insurance, call Big Lou. Don't hesitate. Call 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898 or visit biglou.com.
Call Big Lou, don't hesitate. 800-700-6898. Call Big Lou, don't hesitate. 800-700-6898. Visit biglou.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The home of Super Bowl 60 on Westwood 1 is WFAN.
Back to throw, under pressure, avoids the rush, and he's going to fight out of it. Still fights out of it, now throws it deep downfield.
The Patriots will face the Seahawks for the Lombardi Trophy in Santa Clara this Super Bowl Sunday.
In the left corner of the end zone. Touchdown.
Get insight and the latest breaking news about the biggest game of the year here. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always playing on the iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and Odyssey apps.
Evan and Tiki on a busy Monday. We'll get your calls in a few minutes. Some baseball later on, and obviously Super Bowl 60 less than a week away. But last night, the New York Knicks took care of business at Madison Square Garden.
This Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ. Precision cooking, effortless results. ChefIQ.com. If you were one of those people that spent a lot of money on an NBA game that had its highest price tickets in years, you witnessed the Knicks win. The Knicks took down LeBron's Lakers 112-100. The win streak is now at 6, Evan Roberts. And before the game, Karl Anthony Towns was also named to the Eastern Conference's All-Star team as a reserve.
Congratulations to Cat. Michael Porter Jr.'s had a better year, but you know what? Cat's on a real NBA team. Michael Porter Jr.'s not. So congratulations to Cat.
A trying NBA team.
Yes.
Not one that is trying to go the other way.
I am very curious, and I'm glad you brought this up, and I'm going to do Sean a favor on 2 counts. Number one, he doesn't love screening Steve Tish, Jeffrey Epstein calls.
No.
So I am curious to anybody who went to the Garden last night and dropped the absurd amount of money. You got to see the Knicks win. Mm-hmm. You got to see LeBron do some cool things. Was it worth it?
Yeah.
I've been thinking about that all night because it was a good game. I wouldn't say it was a classic game. It was a good game. You saw your team win. But if you dropped $1,200 a ticket for what may be, probably not, but may be LeBron James' final game at Madison Square Garden, did you walk out of the Garden last night saying, that was worth it?
Yeah.
Or did you walk out of the Garden saying, why did I do this?
They said, man, I bought Evan's tickets 3 times removed from him.
That may be the case.
I should have just went to him directly. Look, if you're a Knicks fan, it felt like we're back to where we were pre-NBA Cup. That's what it feels like.
Oh, they're playing great.
The ball movement is back to what we saw at the beginning of the season.
The defense, to me, has been the story.
The defense has obviously been the story. I mean, the offensive rebound, they dominated the boards. Cat led the way. I mean, it just felt like this team playing with this level of energy and ball movement and unselfishness can beat anybody. And that's what you saw. It wasn't even really about, I guess it was about LeBron because he does the whole like thing and throws the salt and whatever up in the air, the chalk up in the air, and it's like, oh, it's LeBron, wow, yay! And then you go get your ass kicked.
But wait, Tiki, why did people spend the money they spent to go to that game?
Maybe it's like
it's partially LeBron. It's mostly LeBron.
Maybe it's I don't know, it's feel good as a Knicks fan to watch your team beat LeBron's butt.
I'm sure that's a small part of it.
Maybe. I don't know.
But you went to see something unique and special. Right. And that's what I'm like battling, which is like, okay, you spent the money. You saw LeBron. He showed up. He had that thunderous dunk, which caused Reggie Miller to do weird things to himself as it happened. But was it worth it? And speaking of that, I have to play this clip. This actually pisses me off. And I am clearly not a Knicks fan. I'm an IBO. I tell you like it is. So, for example, before the Knicks played the Nets on January 21st, I don't know if you guys remember this, but I said very quietly, hey, the Knicks tend to get hot after they demolish the Nets.
Yeah.
It's just a trend.
Yeah,
Did you remember me saying that?
I do remember you saying that.
So I warned everybody. They demolished the Nets, and they've won 6 in a row, and they look like a championship caliber team.
Right. It was a get-right game.
I nailed it for you.
It was a get-right game.
It was a get-right game, but then they followed it up.
Right.
So I'm not happy about this, but I'm watching the NBA on NBC last night, as we all are, those who didn't drop the $1,200 a ticket. And Reggie Miller on this LeBron dunk, which was it was a fine transition dunk, whatever. I think it was an alley-oop, if memory serves correct. And Reggie Miller had a reaction that, to me, did not fit the moment. Take a listen if you missed this from last night.
Armel Arabia knocking away, now crunching down. Numbers for the Lakers. LeBron!
Oh, yes! The king has arrived in the Mecca.
Dude.
The king has arrived in the Mecca.
I mean, stop. The king has arrived in the Mecca? Like, what was that? And then there was video of his reaction. And what was great about the video is there's this one guy sitting behind Reggie, and he was by himself because it was early third quarter, so everybody else was still hobnobbing. And this guy looks over at Reggie and has this inquisitive look of, what are you doing? Are you molesting Jamal Crawford right now because you're so excited about a LeBron dunk?
Right.
Like, dude, it wasn't that big of a deal. And I'm watching this like, I'm not even a Knicks fan. I was disgusted by this.
I've never seen a 40-year-old dunk like that. It was amazing.
Like, dude.
Yeah, but that's just Reggie.
I know, but
it's just Reggie. I mean, what can you do? I mean, honestly.
Now put him on Knicks games. I solved it. He shouldn't be doing Knicks games. He walks around like he owned the Knicks, like he's the Knicks' daddies, which isn't even factually true. He had some great moments against the Knicks, keyword moments, but he didn't beat the Knicks all the time. And then he clearly, like, I remember playing this last year after the Tyrese Halliburton play, and that's a big moment. I understand. He was laughing. He was freaking out. Like, it was the greatest thing he'd ever seen. And I will understand that more because it was an incredible comeback. But in the case of last night, okay, it's a dunk. It's whatever. The king is enthroned! And then, and I didn't even pull this audio because it was too much. Like, right after, OG hit a 3. And he was like, yep, OG hit a 3. He was like so matter of fact about it. I mean, just come on, get over yourself.
Right. Be professional.
Now, one other thing.
I'm looking at the video. Schmelk, John Schmelk.
Yes, Schmelk put it down too of the guy.
Pre and post. He's
the guy
like leaning on him. Like, what are you doing,
yeah,
bro?
Reggie's freaking out on Jamal Crawford, and the guy behind him is just looking like, what are you doing? Now, one other thing, and we'll get to your phone calls. So Giannis Antetokounmpo is still out there. The trade deadline is Thursday. And I was wondering, I wonder if this is going to change Knicks fans' opinions on trading for Giannis because of how well they've played. I can't speak for every Knicks fan, but here's windy Brian Windhorst this morning on ESPN answering the question of, hey, are the Knicks still aggressively going to go after Giannis and make a big, big offer considering how well they're playing?
They are not showing that aggression to get Giannis right now, and I think that's because they like this team. They don't think the Eastern Conference is a giant mountain to climb, and while this team has flaws, the entire East is limited in some capacity.
How about that?
I mean, he's right. I mean, you can see this because before the NBA Cup, did we think that the Knicks needed Giannis in order to win a championship?
No,
it would have been inconvenient.
Yes.
But with the way that Mike Brown was using some of these younger players and, you know, getting them involved, they were contributing, and it's like, man, they could go 12 deep with how good these guys are playing. It almost felt like, yeah, Giannis would be good, but kind of an unnecessary, just added weight to help you try to get over that hump that the Knicks have continually kind of got stuck on, whether it's in the championship round or the one before. And so I feel like when they're playing their best, as we saw against the Lakers and really the last 4 or 5 games, do you really need Giannis? And does he disrupt, as you say?
He does disrupt
their chemistry, and now you got to relearn how to play with a different big in a different way who's not Cat. Like it feels more daunting only because they're playing good basketball right now.
But I agree with everything you say, and we've talked about the risks of bringing him in. The part I would disagree with is using a recent winning streak as a reason not to do it.
It's
just
not,
like you shouldn't use a recent losing streak.
But I'm not using it as a winning streak. It's reaffirmation. Like when I say the Nets game was a get-right game, like you're playing like crap. You play the Nets, you win by 50 or whatever the heck.
Just like the Pistons did
right.
yesterday.
It was like, all right, now we've refound ourselves. This is who we are.
Right.
Thank you, Nets. We can go play the rest of the season this way. Like they needed the get-right game, and the Nets, unfortunately, were the one in the way who ended up getting them back on the path that we saw before the Cup. And so now it's like Giannis would be cool, but we don't need him.
Right. And the East is flawed, especially with the news that came out a week ago that really hasn't garnered that much attention of the report that Jason Tatum doesn't plan on returning.
Right.
Which to me is a monstrous story.
Right.
Let's get to your calls. 888-808-1019 is the telephone number. Let's kick it off with Ryan in Cranford, New Jersey. What's going on, Ryan?
Ryan, what's up?
Hey, all right, just give me like 2 minutes here, and then I'll let you answer. Maybe about 15 years ago, I had a friend who I ended up finding out was actually a pedophile. This was found out. He was arrested. He was part of a sting.
Wow.
As soon as I found that out, stopped being friends with that friend because you associate with someone who is now a criminal. Tish, how is he any different? He knew he was a criminal, and he's still associating. And Tiki, all respect to you, bud, but I think you're kind of looking at it from a little bit of a clouded lens.
Of course it's clouded. I told you it was clouded, dude.
I think he admitted that.
Understood, but you're also on WFAN putting that out there. And I'm getting heated a little bit because this one is a real hot button issue. We all know that. Nothing is going to change with any of this unless you start taking these big people out for doing things that are wrong. So if we keep acting like it's not a big deal, Goodell, whoever else acts like, yeah, don't worry about it. Super Bowl week.
So
hey,
what did he do wrong, Ryan?
What he did wrong was fraternize with a known criminal. Don't do that. That's what you don't do. I don't care who you are, how much money you have, what kind of pull you got. Don't do it.
So did Woody. So did a bunch of other
Get him out.
executives.
Get him out.
So did
Get
the
him
head
out,
of
that's where
tons of tech companies. So did a lot of people.
That's where things are complicated because
so did politicians. So did your president, by the way. Like, what do we like? Think about what you're saying, and you're getting mad at me. Chill out, dude. Calm down. Pump your damn brakes, Ryan. I've known the Tishes for a long time. I've known the Maras for a long time. They are close friends of mine. Of course I'm going to have a clouded lens, and I'm going to give them, because they are my friends, the benefit of the doubt. Until proven otherwise, that's what's afforded when you're a friendship. I don't know who your close friend was that was a pedophile, but clearly you didn't know him close enough to know that if you didn't know he was a pedophile. So this is completely different. Steve Tish is not a pedophile. Right? We're talking
Nor is he
about,
being accused of that.
Exactly. We're talking about two very different things. So before you call us and get really emotionally heated, check yourself. Check what you're actually mad about. All right? Don't bring it out on me or whoever. Just, we're creating a conversation. We're not here to create, I don't know, you're putting it on WFAN. Do you know Steve Tish? Of course I know Steve Tish. The hell are you talking about, dude?
The other thing that's emotional is, and we opened the show with this, and it's kind of half a joke because if you're just tuning in, at the very end of Boomer and Gio, it was discovered that Al Dukes' name is sort of in the Epstein files. It is the most indirect thing in the world. Jeffrey Epstein received an email about who to follow or people he was following, and it included WFAN, and there was an Al Dukes tweet about the Tournament of Babes on the old Boomer and Carton show. So that's one level. That's a shrapnel, there's no connection level. As of right now, as of this moment, because things can change, Teak, as we all know, Woody Johnson's connection with Jeffrey Epstein is far different than the connection that's in these emails with Mr. Tish. It's just different. So we can't just say, I don't care what the connection is.
Right.
You're gone. You can't go that route.
Right.
What I'm saying about Tish specifically is that these emails, confirmed emails from 2012, 2013, which he admitted, he denied wrongdoing, but said, I communicated with him, was done after it was well known of Jeffrey Epstein's past.
Right.
And so what I'm saying is, hey, if I'm Roger Goodell, I can't put the guy in prison, nor is there any reason to put him in prison as of right now. But I don't know if I want him associated with my league. That's a right that the league has. And that's far different. And so all we can do, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating as an American because this crap's been talked about for years. And what do we still know? We still don't know everything.
Right.
And you're asking us, as most of us are just good people, like, what are we supposed to think? I don't know what the hell to think because we don't even have all the information.
Right. We don't. And we have power brokers, including the head of our country, who are associated with this same guy. So we have to really, really think about the reaction that you have when you talk about the interactions that people have had with Jeffrey Epstein.
The only thing I know in relation to the NFL and what they can do is that they have a system in place where if the commissioner wants, he could initiate, hey, should we remove this guy? Obviously, everything's different if we're talking about a politician or we're talking about a businessman.
That's what Congress is for.
Of course. In this case, here's all I know is that even though it's never been used in terms of removing an owner, the league could initiate that. But what I also know is the league won't do it.
Right.
So we can talk about it because it's good to know what the league is capable of doing or what they're able to do or what levers of power they have. But I just know Roger Goodell isn't going to sit there today and say, yeah, I'm going to ask the owners. I'm going to vote on it. Like, my guess is...
It'll be down the line.
Yeah, it would be way down the line. My guess is I don't even think he's going to commit to an investigation. I think he's going to be like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, those emails came out. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Maybe there'll be another news dump in a month. We'll find out. And then he's whispering, I just hope my name isn't associated with this.
Right.
Because I'm sure every power broker in America that's had any association with this scum, Jeffrey Epstein, is probably at night thinking, oh, my God, I hope I'm not connected.
Yeah. And a lot of people are.
Yeah, they are. Andrew Kaplan, who does a great job here, has been searching the Epstein files. And what he's trying to do is make sure that none of us are in the Epstein files. So there was one email that involved a Mr. Barber. And we went through it, and we have cleared you. It wasn't you. It was somebody else.
It was Rondé. No, it definitely wasn't Rondé.
Don't even joke.
I know.
Let's go to Frank in Syosset. What's up, Frank?
Yeah, hi, guys. Good morning. Three quick statements. The questions that come to mind immediately with me is not to place any judgment. I give him the benefit of the doubt. I root for the Giants. I love the Giants for many years. But the immediate questions that came to my mind, and both of you touched on it, is the first question is, the biggest one is why now? Why now did this come out? And then the second question that came to my mind is somebody trying to smear his reputation? And the third question is, do the Tishes and the Maras get along? And does this have anything to do with Wellington Mara's illness? Is this some kind of a power trip?
John Maras. I don't think it's related at all. This came out because the DOJ had a deadline of a week ago, maybe it was more than a week ago, to release all of the Epstein files, and they missed that deadline. And so they've hardly been trying to get it released. And in fact, they did release it on Friday, as we all know. Heavily controversial because there were a lot of lewd images of females, some of them probably underage with their faces showing. And so the release of the files was very poorly handled by our Department of Justice. And, as news organizations or the internet or whoever started combing through all these things, they found interesting names. And one of them was Steve Tish. Another was Woody Johnson. Another was, I can't even think of the business owners that are a part of it. But there was a lot of them who we hadn't previously known before. The reason it became a big story here was because Steve Tish owns the New York Giants.
That's right.
That's it.
And that is not, to your point, we've talked about this, a big story nationally. There's a much bigger name. Bill Gates has talked about a heck of a lot more.
That's right.
So it's big because of the association to sports and a New York football team. But I've heard a lot of weird questions over the weekend, like, hey, if John Harbaugh knew it, if he's still taking the job. Yes. Yeah, I think he wanted to coach the New York Giants.
Right.
I don't think he's going to decide because of emails that were exchanged in 2013, he wasn't going to coach the New York Giants. But what we may never know, we probably won't, is, and it's a great question, like what is going on in that building right now? Like what does the Mara family think of this? I mean, and I assume that they're disgusted
That's
by
the
it.
more interesting point is forget what the NFL is going to do. What's the Mara family going to do?
I don't think correct me if I'm wrong here, I don't think they can do anything. Like the NFL, as we talked about, has the power to do that system that we talked about that they're not going to do of removing an owner. Other than the Mara family or the Koch family making an offer to buy that part of the team, they can't force anything.
No.
Right? So it would just be, hey, we're disgusted by this. Hey, well, let's give you $10 billion. Can we buy you?
Yeah, it'd be specifically more 4.5.
Is that what? Is that the number?
I mean, 10% went for $1 billion.
Damn.
So 45% would be 4.5.
That is incredible.
Right. So,
well, I'll tell you what I would do. I'd take the money.
Right.
That's what I would do.
Right.
Let's go to Jim in Westfield, New Jersey. Hey, Jim.
What's up, Jim?
Oh, hi. How are you? Good.
Good.
This is a complicated issue. You got what used to be a 50-50 partnership, and these people have been voting in lockstep as a family unit forever.
Yep. That's
and
true.
now they sold 10%, and that's okay. And people pay full value for this 10% because they're looking at the future. But if you force a 45% owner to sell at these prices, the buyer is going to want his value, and he's going to want his vote. And at 45, you could combine with that 10% to get 55.
Yeah, but
and now you voted the Maras out of existence by forcing the sale of that. Maras don't have that money. They can't buy that. I doubt the Maras can buy out, just write a check and $4.5 million.
No,
so you're
right.
looking at a stranger.
No, you're right. And I don't think that's going to ever happen. And I think the hardest thing about buying an NFL franchise is getting league approval. Remember, this whole thing prior to Julia Koch coming in and buying that 10%. It was like a 6, 7, 8 month process that everyone got connected to. Remember, Eli Manning was going to buy the 10%, and then Strahan was involved with one of the groups, and some private equity firms because the values of franchises have grown so exponentially over the last decade that individuals just don't have that kind of money. The Koch family does. But most individuals can't just say, "Oh, I'll stroke a check for $1 billion." Like, who does that? And so private equity starts to get involved. And so unless it's an approved buyer, what you were just alluding to, Jim, is it's just not going to happen. It won't happen that way. It'll be a much smaller, I'm assuming, sell-off of pieces.
Yeah, it's an interesting conversation, but my prediction is this is all for naught because nothing's going to happen. The commissioner will get one softball question about it today. He'll say nothing, and then the story's going to go away.
Right.
I mean, that's just the reality. That's just the truth. Let's go to Brandon in Sparta. Hey, Brandon.
Hello? Hey, guys. Good morning.
What's up, man?
Good morning. What's on your mind?
Hey, so I think I was thinking about trading Mikal Bridges to the Portland Trailblazers. Now, probably throwing in Deuce and getting Drew Holiday. He's a solid defender. He's a guard. We need it. I mean, Mikal Bridges is soft. I'll be being honest. He's soft. He averages one free throw.
But he's not that bad in the postseason, right?
Well, I mean, he was epic last year in the end of the Boston series, yeah. So was Drew Holiday, though. He's a 2-time NBA champion.
I just don't see Mikal Bridges taking us all the way.
Brandon, here's the problem. And what I appreciate is that's a realistic trade.
Yeah.
Like, we've heard the connection that the Trailblazers have towards interest in Mikal Bridges. We've heard the Knicks' interest in Drew Holiday. It feels like the Knicks' connection to Drew is more about Giannis than anything else.
Yeah. And if you're not going to continue to pursue Giannis, does it make sense to swap Drew versus Mikal Bridges?
Let's stick right there. Forget Deuce McBride for a second. Are you flipping Mikal Bridges, who is in the prime of his career, and yes, we could talk about his quote-unquote softness or maybe his overratedness defensively as a one-on-one defender or the fact he doesn't get to the free throw line. Are you trading Mikal Bridges for a 35-year-old Drew Holiday?
No. And he's still a really good defender.
He is,
and I guess that's what you would value, but he's not Mikal Bridges.
He's still an elite level defender, but he's also not the same player he was 3 years ago in Milwaukee.
Right.
Like, he's an older player. He's also a player that was on minutes restrictions earlier this season because, wait for it, a calf issue. Like, that does not feel like a smart move. And I'm not even bringing up the assets you gave up to get Mikal Bridges because I think that's gone now.
Right.
You have to make decisions based on the player and your roster, and you shouldn't look backwards. But I'm looking forwards. Drew Holiday is going to be 36 in June.
Mm-hmm.
Like if the Knicks win an NBA title, Drew Holiday will be a 36-year-old on the parade float.
Right.
I just can't make that trade,
No.
despite any issue you want to bring up involving Mikal Bridges.
I mean, the only reason it was tolerable to even think about was because you were also going to get Giannis. But if now that's not necessarily in the works, then what would be the point?
Yeah.
I mean, there isn't a point.
Today is, we've been doing this show, me, you, and Sean, and obviously Loogie for a long time. This is Sean Morash's worst day at work. And I'll explain to you very quickly why. Sean Morash has to screen phone calls. It's a part of his job here.
Mm-hmm.
And he's done a great job of it. And it doesn't interfere with his microphone time or his ability to play clips. But he knew today when I told him, I said, yeah, we're going to start with Jeffrey Epstein and Steve Tish. Sean's like, okay, hopefully we move on because screening calls are going to be really difficult. And I am watching Sean on the other side of the glass. And so far, he's done a great job screening calls. He's done a fine job. Sean is banging the phone against his forehead. So I can only imagine the discussions he's having off air right now. But Sean looks like he needs a vacation, and it's a Monday, and we're only an hour into the work week.
I got some gin in the office. You need it?
Dude, get me there ASAP. I have never rooted personally for a show to end quicker in my life.
What is the issue? Like what people are saying to you?
Yeah,
I'm confused.
It's that. Look, and obviously people have their right to voice their opinion, but I'm getting yelled at now because everybody disagrees with what you guys opened the show with, which you guys said nothing wrong. And I just know what the next 4 hours become if I put every single one of these people on.
I'll argue with people. I don't care.
Okay, and that's
stand by
fine.
anything I said.
And I would just ask everybody who really, this is the fan, you want to voice your opinion. And I think about this before you dial this phone for the next 3 hours. Is this really how you want to start your Super Bowl week?
Nobody's talking about the game.
Right.
Nobody will talk about the game until, I don't know, Friday maybe.
I do have
Thursday. I guess we'll do the Evan Tiki player to watch.
Of course. I do have a Super Bowl.
Brought to you by Amazon Hub Delivery.
I do have a Super Bowl related topic I wrote down because I was thinking about it over the weekend. And that was, I was going to make the argument that in my time as a sports fan, and I believe this, I was writing it down, most appealing Super Bowl to least appealing Super Bowl. This is the least appealing Super Bowl in my lifetime.
I love it.
Because it's personal. Your personal, animus towards
I don't know if it's
the Patriots and then the Sam Darnold thing.
You know what? Hold that thought.
Yup.
When we come back, I'll break down why I think, fairly or unfairly, this is the worst, least appealing Super Bowl in my lifetime. But if you have opinions on Steve Tish and Jeffrey Epstein, you should certainly call in. We'll talk about it throughout the day at 888-808.
Okay.
1019.
All right. That's it, buddy. That's it. Now you get it.
As well as the Knicks, the Jets and Giants coaching searches for coordinators, and Brian Cashman said something that's really going to piss off Sean. It's a busy Monday, and it's not even that cold outside. It's in the 30s. It feels like the summer. It's Evan and Tiki till the Carton Show at 2 o'clock.
50 years old, I still train hard, and recovery matters. That's why I use GAT Sports' new creatine chews. No powder, no mess, no shaker cups, just great flavors like grape, cotton candy, lemon lime, and fruit punch on the go. 5 grams of creatine per serving. Save 30% off your first bottle at gatsport.com with code Tiki30. That's GAT sport.com with code Tiki30. GAT Creatine Chews. Fuel up. Compete harder. Let's go.
This Odyssey Sports Minute is brought to you by Dr. Jay Shah at Samwell Institute for Pain Management. Visit samwellpain.com.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Sponsored by TaxSlayer. Start filing for free at TaxSlayer.com. The Las Vegas Raiders are expected to hire Seattle Seahawks offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak as their next head coach after the Super Bowl. If the Raiders draft Fernando Mendoza, I think the Kubiak-Mendoza combination will elevate the program. I mean, it can't get any worse, right? I'm Addie Bates.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play.
That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
DQ presents The Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve. Plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
Looking for Michelin tires at the guaranteed lowest price? Get to Town Fair Tire for Michelin's Cross Climate tires, offering a design that delivers an exceptional level of long-lasting performance throughout the tire's lifespan. Plus, Town Fair gives you more free services than anywhere else. For the guaranteed lowest price and your best deal on Michelin Cross Climate tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. And I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News & World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when needed. We show up with access to convenient care options and coverage that fits everyday life. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
Take the guesswork out of cooking, folks. The Chef IQ senses a must-have wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking chicken, fish, or steak. Order the newly released third-generation Chef IQ Sense at chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
This President's Month at Nielsen Dodge, fun is in the driver's seat. We're celebrating all month with special presidential savings, plus 0 down payment.
We have your new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Ram and extra special fun is in the driver's seat savings.
Lease a new 2026 Jeep Compass Limited 4x4, just $187 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Laredo X 4x4, just $295 a month.
Plus, choose from a wide selection of certified pre-owned vehicles.
And if you need credit help, we're here to make it fast and easy on Route 10 in East Hanover, or shop online at nielsendodge.com.
Proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
At Nielsen, fun is in the driver's seat.
President's Day sales event. Term 27 months to assign Compass 5782, Cherokee 5890 at tax tag 489 dock and DMV fees.
The pros know nobody beats FW Web. With extensive inventory, personalized service, and a fleet of trucks across the Northeast, FW Web supports all customers, from one-van contractors to large facility operators. For planned projects, emergency jobs, or maintenance, FW Web has what you need, when and where you need it. For plumbing, heating, HVAC, refrigeration, propane gas, and PVF jobs. With over 100 locations, visit fwweb.com to find one near you.
Shop snack favorites at Whole Foods Market. Get 30% off select snacks like Kettle, Late July, and more with Prime through February 3rd. Perfect for movie nights and game day watch parties. While supplies last, shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
Hola, amigos! BetMGM tonight with me, Brad Evans and Pat Boyle, covers the biggest sports stories nationwide, live and interactive. From the build-up to the big game in Santa Clara to the road to March in college hoops. As the night's games are getting underway, we're following along for the stories that matter. Tap in! BetMGM tonight with me, Brad Evans and Pat Boyle, live and interactive, Monday through Friday night starting at 6 Eastern, presented by BetMGM on Westwood One Sports, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I own a coffee shop, and I wanted to label everything with our logo.
That's ambitious.
Cups, boxes, bags.
Ooh, that'll add up.
Not at all, because right now, Staples prints custom labels for 30% off.
30% off? That's shockingly affordable branding.
Yep, now our logo and URL are seen all over town.
Brand your business for less at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in store, online, or in the app by 4/4 to unlock. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Cars for Kids, the easiest way to get rid of your old car. Donate today, and your car can be picked up tomorrow. Donate now at carsforkids.com. That's cars with a K.
Talk sports with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle on The Carton Show. Afternoons from 2 to 7 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Good morning to you. If you're just tuning in, you could rewind on the Odyssey app. We started with the bombshell news dump from Friday. Minority owner Steve Tish connected in the Jeffrey Epstein emails.
He's not even minority.
Well, how would you define
co-owner.
it? Oh, that's right. He is co-owner. He's not minority. He's 45%. My apologies. Co-owner Steve Tish connected in the Jeffrey Epstein emails, as well as Al Dukes, though it's on a much different level. Apparently, there was an email involving an Al Dukes tweet that ended up in Jeffrey Epstein's email. It was him promoting the old Boomer and Carton Tournament of Babes. And that somehow ended up...
We haven't had a Tommy Lugar Wag Wednesdays one yet, have we?
Wow. Tommy would be afraid of his own shadow if that happened. So if you missed any of that discussion, you can always rewind on the Odyssey app. So I made this comment to Sean and to Tiki, and I'm going to prove it, that this Super Bowl coming up on Sunday between the Patriots and the Seahawks is the least appealing Super Bowl of my lifetime in terms of just everything around it. And the way I'm going to prove it to you real quick is I'm going to go through the last few Super Bowls, and you tell me more appealing or less appealing.
Okay.
And if you're intellectually honest, which I think you are, Tiki, you will prove my point.
All right.
And you got to think about the pre-game. Put your mind space before the game ever happened.
Of course. Like what you're thinking going into the game. So what we're thinking going into the game is we have this overrated Patriot team that had the softest schedule in NFL history. They faced a backup quarterback in the AFC title game in a snowstorm. They're in the Super Bowl versus Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks.
So that's what Evan's thinking, just to be clear.
I'm just saying. I'm giving you the facts. Kansas City Chiefs against the Philadelphia Eagles. More appealing or less appealing?
Definitely more.
Thank you. Kansas City Chiefs against the San Francisco 49ers. More appealing or less appealing?
More.
Thank you. Chiefs against the Eagles. Is that more appealing or less appealing?
More.
Okay. Rams against the Bengals. More appealing?
Less.
Or less? Oh, you're full of crap.
No way.
No way.
Yeah.
The Bengals finally back in the Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford finally in the Super Bowl?
Oh, wait. Now thinking in real time, it would have been the Rams because they were seeking their first Super Bowl.
Yeah, off the Stafford trade. And the Bengals upset the Chiefs. It was like a big thing.
But now looking at it in retrospect, it's less.
Well, it was a good game. It's 23-20.
I know, but if in retrospect, it's less appealing. But I hear what you're saying.
All right. So
in
now,
real time, I would have said more.
We're at 4 in a row. We're red hot. All right. Buccaneers, Chiefs. I mean, come on. Tom Brady against Patrick Mahomes.
Much more.
All right. Chiefs against the 49ers back in 2019.
Who was the quarterback?
That was Mahomes' first one.
I know, but who was the
Jimmy
quarterback?
Garoppolo. It's still Mahomes in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
the
but
Chiefs.
no. But you're looking at it in retrospect. This is Mahomes as a rookie.
No, this
Or
is
second year.
Second year player.
Which is Drake May. I'm going to say less.
Wow.
I'm going to say less.
But it's the Niners. They're like this iconic franchise.
I could give you know what about the Niners.
I remember being into that game. Like, is Andy Reid really going to do this?
Yes. I think, Tiki, with all due respect, I think you're wrong.
No, I didn't. I don't know if I cared.
Here's where things
because I honestly don't remember that Super Bowl.
Fair enough. Here's where things get tricky. And I
what happened in that Super Bowl? I mean, obviously the Chiefs won, but
Jimmy Garoppolo had an overthrow late.
Yeah,
that's what I remember.
And they basically wouldn't let Garoppolo throw in the second half. Chiefs had jumped out to the lead.
I don't remember that Super Bowl. I know I watched it, but I just don't remember it.
The year before that was Patriots-Rams. And again, forget how bad the game was. It's Tom Brady in maybe his last Super Bowl. He'd obviously make one more against Sean McVay, the wonder
that
kid.
was more, yeah.
More appealing.
Yeah, more
okay.
appealing.
Eagles-Patriots. Back up Nick Foles against Tom Brady. More appealing.
Yeah.
Come on. It's Brady in the dynasty. More appealing.
This was the first time I got to pause because I remember being in Minnesota that week going, this game's got no juice.
I 100%.
It felt like the whole
now,
world
that might
was-
have been because it was -4 degrees.
True. The week set the mood, and we were so Patriots out.
I also think you as a Eagle hater, much like me as a Patriot.
But nobody believed Foles was going to do it either.
Yeah. I think we all thought it was going to be a blowout.
Okay. Fair enough. That's our one that we could put to the
Right.
side and say, all right, it's close. Patriots-Falcons. Matt Ryan against Tom Brady. It's still Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. Like Drake May and Sam Darnold and not
yeah,
that.
but I don't know if I thought the Falcons actually had a chance. All due respect to my buddy, Matt Ryan.
All right. Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos against Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers.
See, this is a hard one, too.
That's a tough one.
But
Cam Newton was 15-1.
And he won the MVP.
Right, and it was Peyton Manning's final kind of rodeo.
Yeah, I'm going to say that one was more.
That was
because
more
we
appealing.
thought this was Peyton's last chance.
That was
And
the last one in San Francisco, too.
Yeah.
And then Patriots-Seahawks,
You know
the
what?
original matchup.
That's why I didn't like it.
Because of the week in San
It was
Francisco.
a bad week.
See, you can't think about it that
I
way.
know.
But leading up to the week, because we were there all week, I hated San Francisco after that week.
Fair enough. I mean, I get that. But
I'm stunned they went back.
Not care about the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was like, I can't wait to get the hell home.
But that is a bias that most of us don't have.
True.
Which is judging.
But you're asking me, so
no, I totally get that. But I just gave you the last decade.
Yeah,
And
there
I
was
think
maybe 2 of them.
Most people would agree if you're being intellectually honest. And look, Patriot fans, forget me. I get it. Your team's in the Super Bowl. If my team was in the Super Bowl against a Pee Wee team, I think it's the greatest thing
but
ever.
why is this not appealing to you? Because when you think about this from a X's and O's standpoint, you got a young coach in Mike McDonald who's been awesome with a resurrection of Sam Darnold's career. Yeah, Sam Darnold's career. I didn't realize they're saying Darnold in the last names of both those guys. Mike McDonald, Sam Darnold.
Oh, wow.
Close. But you know what I mean. And so they have the best wide receiver in football in Jackson Smith and Jigma. They got an elite all-world, whatever they call it.
Dark night?
Not
dark
night.
evening? Dark side?
Dark side.
Dark side
Defense.
I get there eventually.
I know. And you got the Pats, who were just back again.
Yeah.
With the maybe MVP of the NFL and Drake May. So it just, I don't know why this is unappealing.
I'll tell you why. You want to go first, Sean? Because I know you agree with me.
Yeah, my personal feeling actually, separate the Patriots for a second.
Yeah.
The Seahawks, for as great a team and as big a favorite they are so freaking uninteresting. They are
what do you mean?
Nobody's denying they don't have a great defense. Nobody's denying the Sam Darnold story isn't different. And nobody's denying that Mike McDonald isn't a great coach. But when you put that pot together, there's something about that organization stuck up in the Pacific Northwest.
Oh, so it's a East Coast bias then?
Maybe. They're just the Seahawks.
Or a northern Northwest bias.
The Seahawks as a brand are just so unappealingly interesting, even if they're great. And if they're going to be like the team that carries the torch as the big favorite, you're not even like upset if they win either as like a big favorite. It's just a weird, bland team.
Hear you. I have it feels like a safe, just easy team to root for.
Yeah,
You're not going to hate them ever.
Nobody cares about them.
You
They're the
hated
most who
Legion
cares
of Boom.
team.
The Legion of Boom you hated because they were obnoxious. They were good as an enemy.
I'll give you a completely different reason. And I think you'll understand this because I really am going to try to exclude my dislike for the New England Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
These are 2 franchises in Seattle and New England who've sort of recently been there with much more appealing, proven players in it. So, for example, no offense to Mike McDonald, Pete Carroll's more appealing. No offense to Mike Vrabel, Bill Belichick is more appealing. No offense to what Drake may eventually be, Tom Brady is the GOAT. No offense to what we think of Russell Wilson right now or the story of Sam Darnold, Russell Wilson.
Right.
Richard Sherman, you talked about it. The Legion of Boom were like the perfect enemies or bad guys. Like the Seahawks run in the mid-2000 teens and the Patriots run, which lasted forever, they were dynastic kind of runs.
Right.
I mean, Seattle was this close to winning back-to-back championships. And these 2 teams just feel, all right, they're back. Who cares? It's not the Jets getting there for the first time in a million years or the Browns getting there or the Lions getting there. They're the same old franchises, except they're far less appealing than their previous incarnations.
You're right. If this is Lions, Patriots, and Dan Campbell finally gets to this game, has enormous juice.
Agreed.
Enormous.
Or another team that hasn't been there in a long
So
time.
it's too quick of a storyline.
Well, to his point, not only is it too quick of a storyline, it's too quick of a storyline, and then the characters within the new story are just not interesting at all.
And it's not a knock on Drake May. Like, Drake May could end up being a Hall of Famer. Is he ever going to be Tom Brady? No.
Maybe.
I
mean, he's 24 years old.
I know, but
he's just growing into who he is.
He could grow into whoever the hell he wants to be.
I got to tell you,
he's not going to be Tom Brady.
Statistically, he blows Tom Brady's first 2 years out of the water.
Different era.
Whatever. He is at this point in their careers.
Yeah.
Drake May is significantly, not even arguable, a better quarterback than Tom Brady.
Do you think
Tom Brady is the ultimate winner? And
Yes.
you can't take it away.
Yeah.
Actually, he's not. Otto Graham really is. But
There
you know
you
what
go.
I mean.
I like that.
But whatever. Modern history. Tom Brady, you felt like he could win any game, even if they were grossly outmatched. They never were, but just he had the ability to win. Drake May, from a evaluating quarterback standpoint, is so much better than Tom Brady was in his second year. It's not even close.
But he'll never be
because he might not win 7 Super Bowls.
No, he's not going to win 7 Super Bowls.
I know, but
so that matters.
And until he wins his first one.
Okay, no, he's not going to win his first one on Sunday. I mean, I'll tell you that right now.
But we don't give our picks away until Friday.
That's my Monday pick. By the time we get to Friday, my emotions may completely change. As we sit here on Monday, I think they're going to get blown out. Like, I think we're going to actually watch one of the worst Super Bowls of all time. That's my Monday opinion. But don't hold me to it, because by the time we get to Friday at 1:30, I may be picking 23-20 New England.
Wow.
Game-winning field goal by what's his name? But I think I proved
Borealis?
Borealis?
Yeah, Andy Borealis.
Borealis.
But I believe I proved my point, whether Tiki wants to admit it or not. This is the least appealing Super Bowl in a decade. And that's the exercise. Use that exercise with your friends. If you ever bring this up and anyone's like, nah,
The
that's
problem
crazy.
is I really like both coaches.
You can like them as much as you want.
So,
Every Super Bowl I named was more appealing.
I just feel like one of these coaches is going to change their legacy. And one could happen after a pretty good start to his head coaching career. Mike Vrabel, he's one of my peers because he played around the same time, wins a Super Bowl. And then Mike McDonald, who nobody knew 3 years ago. Nobody knew his name.
Yeah.
He was in college at Michigan with Jim Harbaugh. Then he goes to John Harbaugh in Baltimore, and next thing you know, he's head coach, or maybe that was 4 years ago, whatever it was. Nobody knew who he was.
Here's the flaw with your argument.
And now he has a farm.
But he's not old.
You were crapping on Bengals-Rams. I could do that same story about the coaches. Here's Zach Taylor. He's come out of nowhere. Joe Burrow. Sean McVay, wonder kid.
You know why with Bengals-Rams down the line I crap on it? What have the Bengals done since?
Nah, you're right.
Are the Patriots going to be terrible next year?
They won't be as good.
You know what, though?
Are the Seahawks going to be terrible next year?
They won't be as good.
But are they going to be terrible? The Bengals went from Super Bowl to terrible. Now, part of it was because the quarterback can't stay healthy, but like their defense is so compromised because they've paid so much offensively.
I think that makes that game even more interesting in hindsight because you looked at it and you thought Burrow would be back a bunch again.
No. I think you looked at it, and now, because we know, you looked at it and say they sold their soul to get to a Super Bowl like the Rams did, but you commend the Rams for being able to stay there.
Correct.
Yeah, the reason to me, just on a very basic level, why that Super Bowl was appealing is the Cincinnati Bengals had never won a championship.
Right.
Okay, they had been there a few times, but it had been a very long time since Boomer Esiason was in the Super Bowl.
Right.
He'd be the first to tell you. It was unique to see the Bengals in the Super Bowl. The Patriots and Seahawks we've seen a million times. That's number one. And number two, Matthew Stafford, a guy I never believed what you believed, but you've turned out to be right. Hey, this guy's a Hall of Famer. This guy's great. This guy's amazing. He's stuck in Detroit in purgatory.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's in L.A. with Sean McVay, and he's in a Super Bowl. He has a chance to rewrite his legacy.
Right, because that
was appealing.
That season, you started to hear other quarterbacks talk about how great Matt Stafford is.
Yeah.
The pundits now who had left the game, but also the guys in the game. Like because with Pat Mahomes, who was getting all the love because his random arm angles for delivering passes, people were saying Matt Stafford's been doing that for a decade. So it put him on he is one of the great quarterbacks of our generation map. That's for sure.
No doubt. And that's why it was more appealing. That's why every Super Bowl over the last 10 years has been more appealing than the one we have on Sunday.
And you have a bias.
And I didn't use my bias in this, though.
I know. I'm adding it on top.
Yeah, but I don't think so. I deleted the bias. I moved it away. I went straight.
Pure IFO.
Yes. I was purely IFO. Because I brought up Seattle in the same light as New England. Like, they were just there.
Yeah.
Actually, it doesn't feel unique.
Actually, ISBO.
ISBO. That's right. An independent Super Bowl analysis or opinion.
And Bingo
Observer.
was his name. Oh.
There you go. Let's get back to your calls, 888-808-1019. Let's go to Mark in Brooklyn. Good morning, Mark.
Morning, guys. No protest on my part. I'm calling to talk about, I don't know if you've seen, I mean, I know you have seen what's going on in Cleveland, what's going on in Arizona. I don't think I've ever really seen coaching jobs get turned down or as much. So in other words, people take their names out of them.
Yeah.
And I really think it's you see how difficult it's been with the Giants when you have a full slate of candidates to pick the right head coach.
Right.
When you are picking for you look at the guys who Cleveland had in their final three, or you look at who Arizona had to pick from. My reason for saying this, I know this is a New York sports talk show. I really think the Jets are finding themselves position where I think that's what they're going to face unless they somehow find a quarterback that draws coaches in, which, who is that guy? We'll see. I really think if you were to fire Aaron Glenn next year, which it looks like you're going to have to do, who's going to come here with this ownership, with this, an unproven GM, a roster that's in shambles? I think the Jets are going to be in the same exact position that both the Browns and Arizona find themselves in.
Yeah. For those that missed this over the weekend, Matt LaFleur is still with the Packers.
Correct.
Mike LaFleur is now the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals.
Former offensive coordinator of the New York Jets.
Yes, who failed miserably and then went to sniff the butt of McVay.
Yep.
And now he's a head coach in the NFL.
Well said.
I mean,
Two former Jets OCs now have head coaching jobs.
That's right. That's right.
Right.
I think that he is right, our last caller. And it was actually a point I was making on this radio station about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's solid. He's right. He's 100% correct.
My concern about firing Aaron Glenn, because that was a topic for a few days around here, and I was a defender of keeping Aaron Glenn. And it was a tough argument to make because Aaron had a terrible first year. And I wasn't defending his record or even telling you he's going to be fine. I was deeply concerned about the unappealing nature of the Jet job.
Right.
When you combine firing a coach after 1 year, a legend in your franchise's history, or close to legend in your franchise's history, combined with the barren roster, combined with the reputation of ownership. And so I think he's probably right, unless they're picking number one or Darren Muji does a great job in the draft and you can feel like a change in this roster. I think it's very likely the Jets are going to be an unappealing job next year.
Yeah.
And that makes it challenging.
Yeah, and then you get and to his point, you get guys pulling out of the interview because they know that they're not going to be successful. And so eventually someone's going to take it.
Right, but is it the best and the brightest?
Exactly. And the answer is probably not. Now, that doesn't mean that Mike LaFleur is not going to prove us all wrong and be a really good head coach at 37, 7 years old, whatever he is.
He did it again.
Of course, it's on purpose. He's young. That's my point. And he wasn't a good offensive coordinator.
Right.
And even in L.A., where he was the offensive coordinator, he wasn't calling plays. And so it's just a weird spot to put yourself in saying, we're going to be great, and I know it because we hired the right guy. You can't say that with any level of confidence. And if the Jets stink again and they fire Aaron Glenn, it's going to be the exact same conversation.
JR in Somerville. What's up, JR?
Guys, hey, I want to keep it quick regarding this Tish stuff. WFAN used to be the front lines for talking about things like that, but now it's about content creation, so I'm going to stay away from all of it. But
we just talked about it for an hour. Why are you attacking us?
I'm not going to get into your inner workings, the inside baseball of radio, what you guys do. Sean was he didn't want to talk about it. I understand it. It's your show. You can do whatever you want.
Hold on. That is a Sean issue.
Yes.
Like, to me, this is the number one story in New York sports. We are talking about it. I don't know if it's going to dominate every second of the day. It already hasn't, but it's the lead story. What happens in terms of Sean screening calls or he puts on the air, that's his call. He's got to use his best judgment. So any conspiracy you have, I can promise you, doesn't involve me and Tiki.
He has to determine whether or not it's a discerning caller. We know that you are, JR. So.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, I can get to Knicks in a moment after I say this.
You don't have to. You can get to just the Tish and Epstein list if you want. Again, we did the first hour on it. We're talking about it.
Let me tell you, though. All right, let me get into it. The shamelessness and plausible deniability in this world, it's bleeding into sports. Mm-hmm. It is sickening. All right, and it's not a political thing. This is more a power thing.
Right. But it is also political.
It is, but I'm not going to get into that part of it. The NBA has a bigger problem with these because Josh Harris in Philly, they actually got a guy in Memphis who's not part of the Epstein thing, but Robert Pera is a Russian arms dealer, should be suspended today by Adam Silver, not doing it. And then there's Tish. So, the whole time that we're doing this whole sports talk radio thing, we're talking about guys like Abdul Carter sleeping in meetings, John Morant with finger guns, Julius Randle thumbs down, and these guys are going to get a pass, all right? So, this situation where everybody's involved, people are going to tell you to forget about this, and these guys are going to give you a medium Pepsi and tell you to shut up, and really we should be using WFAN as the front lines for telling them that fans should not be treated this way.
Well, I don't think it's about the fan, JR. I think this is about the ownership. And I mentioned this when we first had this conversation a little over an hour ago. I'm less worried about what the NFL is going to do because we all know what the NFL is going to do.
Nothing.
I care about what the Maras do. The Maras, who are one of the iconic ownership groups or ownership families in the history of the league. And I know this doesn't sit well with them. And I don't know it for a fact, but I know it doesn't. And so what are they going to do? And how is this going to be handled internally? Now, obviously, they've been partners with the Tishes for a lot of years at this point. And so it's an internal thing. We're not gonna see it publicly. I know people want to say, put it out there, votes in Congress should be public. Like they are, by the way. You just don't pay attention to them.
But I love it. And that's how I equated that to making owners vote on Steve Tish in the same regard.
It's not going to be that way.
I know it's
especially in-house with the Giants. But to me, that's the issue, not what the league is going to do about it.
Look, the difference, JR, is that we're on the air for 4 hours. I'm going to give you a strong opinion on this, like a strong opinion on the Wilpons. But I remember back in the day with the Wilpons, not the same thing, but I'll give you an example. People would call in and say, you got to use your bully pulpit every 2 minutes to talk about how the Wilpons need to sell. That's not what we're doing. We're not going to sit here and repeat the same thing over and over again because we want something to happen. I'll give you my opinion. If you agree with it, great. If you don't agree with it, fine. You want to call and talk about it? That's great. It's not going to be every minute of every day. So we're not going to spend every minute of every day talking about Steve Tish and the Epstein files. But what I will tell you is what I said at the top of the show. What I would do and what this commissioner should do is he has the right to ask his owners, should we remove this person as owner of an NFL team? And it doesn't have to be a crime. It doesn't have to be, because right now in those emails, there is no crime that we know of. I acknowledge that. But if it makes the Shield look bad, if it's something that doesn't make the league look good, the commissioner has a right to do it.
Right.
He's used it as a bully pulpit before, in which Jerry Richardson basically sold because he was probably going to get expelled.
Right. Forget that. People don't remember Jerry Richardson. Think about the most obvious example.
Snyder?
Forget Daniel Snyder.
Oh, then who?
John Gruden. John Gruden basically was forced to resign.
That's kind of true, yeah.
From the Raiders. Not because he did anything untoward, but because he said things that could be construed as whatever. Racist or insensitive or whatever you want to call it, misogynistic. It doesn't even matter, the word that we're talking about here. And he was kicked out of the league, essentially, after signing a $100 million contract with the Raiders, and has not been back in since.
So he was almost voted off the, I don't want to say island, but voted out of the league.
Right, he's voted out of the league.
You understand why I didn't want to say island?
To the point that he's suing to get retribution for who outed him. And so here we are. All of you, I'm sure some of you who probably called about Steve Tish, not having a clue of what actually transpired, other than some words on emails, and you wanted John Gruden back.
That's true.
I want John. Now so it's just like we live in such a hypocritical world. The hypocrisy is gross, especially because from the top, the very top, all the way through.
Yeah, you know the hypocrisy, and sometimes you have to address your own hypocrisy. I'll admit mine, and I think this represents a lot of fans here. I was actually doing a RICO the other day about losing free agents. Trust me, this will all make sense.
Go ahead.
And I was talking about Jose Reyes. And when they brought him back, I was deeply against it.
Right.
Jose Reyes was accused of domestic abuse. And I didn't think it was worth bringing him back. And I admitted on the RICO, and I've talked about it on the Fan. I said, boy, I really hate myself for admitting this, but if Jose Reyes was hitting 375 and was competing for a batting title, I'd probably be more okay with bringing a guy back who's accused of domestic abuse.
Right.
But because he was DFA'd and he wasn't any good, it's like, juice isn't worth the squeeze. And by the way, I'm not original to that. A lot of people feel that way. So to answer your point about John Gruden and Steve Tish and anyone else, Steve Tish, to everyone, is he's just an owner. Get rid of him. He may have done something bad.
Right.
John Gruden is a really successful coach, and the Jets suck. And so naturally, juice is worth the squeeze. Bring him in.
Yeah.
He may have said some offensive things, but guess what? He's a damn good NFL head coach.
Right.
And that's the truth. That's the hypocrisy that I think in all of us, in many ways, take part in.
Right.
I admit it. And I feel bad, but I'm also but I'm being truthful.
Right.
Yeah, the guy stinks. I'm not dealing with that. But boy, that guy's really good.
Right.
I guess I'll bring him in.
I mean, it's the difference between, and I saw this the other day, between perspective and perception. Like, perception is what we think is happening. Perspective is how you, me, Sean, XY listener, XYZ victim is affected by whatever circumstance we're talking about. Right? Perspective matters. Perception is nonsense. We can create whatever perception you want, right? And it becomes the story. If perception is reality, well, not really. How an individual feels, their perspective on whatever you're talking about is what matters. The hard thing in this country and really in sports is having different perspectives not turn into, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. You suck. You can't be right because I'm right. You're wrong because I'm right. Like that perspective is individual, man. And so to get into arguments over it doesn't make sense. It's better to just have conversations about it, which is what we're trying to do.
Right.
I'm not trying to force a perspective on anybody. I'm just telling you my perception and Evan's perception. Sean hasn't contributed today.
He doesn't want to.
On this really major New York sports situation.
Yes.
That's all we're doing.
Absolutely.
That's what we're paid to do.
Absolutely. Do you want to contribute? I mean, you host two Giants podcasts. It involves a Giant owner.
Yeah, I would just say, listen, if he is guilty of associating with Jeffrey Epstein in any way, shape, or form.
He is guilty
That's
of associating.
dumb, dude. He's associating.
We know
with
he's associated.
Okay.
But
All
so
right.
is Russell Wilson.
Exactly.
So has Woody Johnson. So has Donald Trump. So has, I'm sure, countless of other peoples who have huge names and massive bank accounts.
President Clinton.
This was going to be the follow-up point I was going to make is, if all of this stuff is true, then it can't just be Steve Tish. You need to be calling for every single person associated in these emails to step back from whatever position they are of power. And how does that work? I think it's a little unrealistic to expect that.
It's different in every level, right? So in the case of Tish, I laid it out. The commissioner could very well put it up to vote and say, all right, guys, you want to get rid of him? In terms of our politicians, there are ways to remove public officials.
Right.
I'm telling you, in both cases, none of that's going to happen.
Right.
Because enough people are associated. In the case of a former president, there's really nothing you could do. I mean, he's done.
Right.
You know, so it is what it is. It sullies one's reputation. And what I would advise you, and I hate this. I was reading a lot of these files. They're disturbing.
Yes. They are, yeah.
And it's just, it made me stop reading. I was through like a few, and I was like, I can't do this.
Right.
It's just so disturbing on so many levels. You talk about perspective. This is going to be the greatest change ever. So I saw Rascal Flatts over the weekend.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, so my wife and a lot of people on like social media believe that they can't sing anymore, that they're very out of tune and they don't sing well.
How old are they?
Mid-50s. No, they're relatively young.
Oh, that's surprising.
I didn't hear it. Like I'm
You know
there.
why? Because you're listening in your head.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
I'm just having
100%.
such a good time. I'm bobbing left to right.
Billy Joel was the same way.
Yeah.
Right. At the garden. Some of the notes he couldn't hit, but it didn't matter.
Didn't matter to me.
Because you knew it in your head.
Yeah.
Right.
You heard it in your head without hearing it from his voice.
Right. Billy Joel perfected us all singing along with him, so we didn't care
100%.
anymore.
I will
exactly
say
right.
one other thing about concerts. I know this is going to seem like old news to everybody else. So I bought the Evan seats when I took my wife to this concert. Do you know what the Evan seats
The
are?
Evan seats are the all 22 seats.
That's right.
I know Evan well.
Upstairs.
Front row.
Front row. All right.
Best seats, by the way, at Broadway, too.
Yes.
Mezzanine, first row.
I would argue better at a concert than even a sporting event because these schmucks stand up for every song.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, we're all blessing the broken road, but do we need to stand
there's
up?
all those seats right there.
Oh, my God. Just sit down. The people behind me loved me because I didn't get up. But I'm telling you, if you're going to any kind of concert, the Evan seats are the place to go.
I agree with you.
Especially at a concert because they get up for everything. And I get it. You're excited. You're having a good time. I was having a great time. But, I mean, do we need to stand and dance to everything?
I kind of do it almost every concert.
I'm sure you do. I know you do.
I kind of sit on the seat. Like I fold the seat and then sit on it.
I've done that a bunch,
You know what
too.
I mean? So it's not down. It's just the seat is up. And so you sit on the edge of it. So you're
like
kind
lean
of
back.
standing, but you're not. Yeah, I'm leaning back.
But every concert, no matter if you love them, always hits those three songs. You're like, all right, I'm good here. This is my timeout.
I'm one of those pull up my pants and do the Rockaway guy.
Well, here's the thing about Rascal Flatts. Every song is a hit. They are freaking hit machines. I'd put their track record of hits up against any band in American history.
Now I got to go find the essentials.
I'm telling you. Like I'm no music expert. Every freaking song, I'm like, I know this song. Oh, yeah, I know this song. Oh, yeah, I know this song. They are hit machines. One other thing. I saw them in Albany, not because I'm cheap, but because I wanted to get away with my wife and, have some fun.
And?
You know what I mean? There's an International Wrestling Hall of Fame inside of this arena known as the MVP Arena in Albany, New York.
Are you kidding me?
I'm going up the escalator. All of a sudden, I see The Rock standing there.
The International Hall of Fame. So this is, what's the difference between?
It's not endorsed by WWE.
Oh, okay.
But, dude, Bruno's in it. Bruno Sammartino.
Right.
Bret Hart's in it. Stone Cold's in it. They got, like, title belts. It's like a real museum.
What
That's
makes
pretty cool.
Albany the place for that?
That's what I was rocking my head about.
It's the capital of New York.
Yeah, but what makes it the capital of wrestling?
Because it's New York.
Okay.
I mean, in name only.
So I searched this.
What do you mean?
When you think about New York, or as you think about Madison Square Garden, the city, you don't think about Albany.
I mean,
You really don't. He's right.
That's a big city bias.
But it's true.
New York State is massive, dude.
I know.
You think the people up in Western New York think of Albany before New York City?
Okay.
No, they don't.
If you put it's not WWE, the International Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
anywhere in Manhattan.
Yeah.
Do you think anybody goes?
Yes.
Instead of going to the Empire State Building and to the Statue of Liberty,
I understand
instead
that
of going to whatever millions of Broadway plays you want to see. Hell, you'd probably go see an off-Broadway show before you went to go see that. You go to the MoMA, you go to Central Park. There are 40 things that I could tell you people would do before they went to the International Wrestling Hall of Fame.
So you have to put it in a boring city.
And so you put it somewhere where people are going to be like, oh, I didn't know this was here. Oh, cool. I will go see it.
And I did.
Exactly right.
My wife went in. And then I was like thinking what Sean's thinking, like what makes wrestling special in Albany? And the only thing I could come up with is that the best Royal Rumble in professional wrestling history happened in Albany. Ric Flair 1992 was in that arena.
Well, that's definitely why, of course.
You think that's the reason?
I don't know. It's as good a reason as any.
Then I started thinking they should put a banner up honoring Ric Flair, considering they put banners up for Sienna being in the NIT and getting knocked out in the first round. That's
a great point.
If you're going to put a banner up honoring Sienna getting knocked out in the first round of the NIT or winning the CBI, which isn't even a real tournament, then put a freaking picture of Ric Flair up there saying he won the world title in 1992.
To be honest, I think you could put a banner up that says Evan Roberts once took his wife here on a date.
Yes,
I think that's
right.
That kind of arena.
So question, Evan.
Yeah.
Is there going to be an International Wrestling Hall of Fame in Riyadh?
They may be on their way since all the events are there. By the way, Tiki, real quick, since we're on the subject, I want to congratulate you.
Thank you very much.
Do you know why I'm congratulating
the
you?
Royal Rumble.
Dude, at the end of Friday's show,
Thank you.
I said very flippantly,
Thank you.
Who's going to win the Rumble? Here's
you.
the brief exchange between the three of us, but mostly Tiki Barber.
You want to make predictions?
Roman
or you have no
Reigns.
idea? Roman Reigns?
That'd make my youngest very happy. How about you?
Charlotte Flair.
We're talking about the... Oh, you want to do the women's too?
Liz Morgan.
You got both right.
Thank you.
Roman Reigns and Liv Morgan won
Very
the
quietly, you all have seen me and listened to me become the baseball savant on this show. I am also the wrestling savant.
You don't want that.
Thank you.
You don't want
Thank
that. We'll get your calls next. A variety of subjects, the appeal of this Super Bowl, the Knicks trading for Giannis, and, of course, the continuing fallout of Steve Tish and the Epstein files. 888-808-1019, the toll-free number. We are live from the Town Fair Tire Studios, powered by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
And this portion of the program is sponsored by Kalshi. Trade on anything. The big game is here, and now you can trade on football legally nationwide on Kalshi. Right now, New England is trading at 32% to beat Seattle. A $100 trade pays out $289. Use code FAN to get $20 when you trade $100. Kalshi. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
Hey, it's Tiki here. I'm constantly on the go between the fan, taking care of my kids, various events, meetings, football games. The list goes on and on and on. But one of the things I value most is feeling safe and also knowing that my family is safe when I'm not with them at home. That's why I turn to our great partners at Sloman's Home Security to install their innovative ShieldLink system in my own house. The Sloman ShieldLink system is a smart home security solution that easily and seamlessly combines safety, convenience, and most importantly, peace of mind. Whether I'm home or away, I can manage anything right from my phone. My security system, home automation, my entertainment system, everything is right there at my fingertips. Our security lighting turns on as soon as we turn our alarm system on. So whether we're home going to sleep or away, we know that we're safe and our home feels protected. Just give them a call at 1-800-ALARM-ME or visit online slomans.com to learn how Sloman ShieldLink can give you peace of mind in your home and when you're on the go, just like me.
It's last call for football. FanDuel is giving you a daily profit boost every single day leading up to the big game. Today's 30% profit boost is on passing yards, over, under, and alternate passing yards. Maybe you'll take Drake May to throw for under 222.5 passing yards, or maybe you think Sam Darnold will throw over 227.5 yards, and that's too high. Consider using an alternate line of 200-plus passing yards. All you have to do is opt in each day and place any eligible bet to use that day's profit boost. So whether you're locking in early lines, riding your favorite props, or taking out one last swing before the final whistle, FanDuel is giving everyone something extra to cheer for during football's final week. FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. FanDuel Sportsbook is also the official sportsbook of WFAN.
21 and over and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Help with the gambling problem. Go 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
This isn't just a game, it's a once-in-a-generation event. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Be there at Barclays Center on February 15th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com for your tickets to the 100-year tour.
Hi, this is John Starks. At John Starks Kia, we don't play games. No gimmicks, no tricks, no hidden fees, no surprises, and no money down. Right now, lease a brand new 2026 Kia Sportage LX all-wheel drive for just $299 a month with zero due at sign. Or even save up to $7,000 on remaining 2025 Kia Telluride. What we say is what it is, period. See ya at John Starks Kia.
36-month lease excludes tax, title, and MV fees. No security deposit required. 10,000 miles per year. 7,000 dealer discount. Expires March 3rd.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture. And then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
For all station contest rules, go to WFAN.com/rules.
Question: what business couldn't use extra income? Hey, it's Tiki Barber. Right now, Amazon Hub Delivery is looking to partner with ambitious New York businesses to become Amazon Hub partners. You and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area when it's convenient for you. With each package delivered, your business gets paid. Sign up at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
Hi, it's Sal Licata here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a very happy place, especially when my wife is satisfied. And while that's not an easy thing for me to achieve, my friends at CertaPro Painters had no such problems. Big jobs, small jobs, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
It's Dunkin's world and you're living in it, which means breakfast is easy and costs $5 with Dunkin's $5 meal deal. You get 6 crispy hash browns, a wake-up wrap, and a medium hot or iced coffee. Whatever your mood calls for. Bring your friend, your brother, your mother, your cousin, or just bring yourself. Because at Dunkin', they make deals for everyone. Get Dunkin's $5 meal deal only at Dunkin'. No substitutions. Participation in times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Cooper Electric and Southwire can help you pull wire 4 times faster. With Southwire's Simple Reel, setup is quick, installation is smooth, and once you use it, you'll never want to do a job without it. You can rent it or buy it today from Cooper Electric. Plus, with easy online ordering and local branches all across the tri-state, Cooper makes it simple to keep your projects moving. Visit Cooper-Electric.com today. That's Cooper-Electric.com. Cooper Electric, our knowledge is electric.
Visit your local Kia dealers to discover what happens when rugged capability meets true performance. It's the perfect balance of quality, dependability, power, and style. Learn more at Kia.com. Kia, movement that inspires.
Don't miss Aaron Boone live in studio today at 3 p.m. with The Carton Show as Craig, C-Mac, and the Yankees manager fire up the hot stove with the latest on the Bronx Bombers as they get set to head to spring training. Your home for New York Yankees baseball is The Fan. 101.9 FM WFAN and always live on the free Odyssey app.
That's right. If you want some baseball later today, Big Mac gets his meeting with the manager of the New York Yankees, Aaron Boone. And it's crazy. It's crazy. They've never met each other.
Really?
And Boone has been on many times. He's come to this station many times. Craig and him formed like a texting relationship. He would come by while we would do remotes, and Big Mac never got to meet him. And so this is a huge moment in the life of Chris Big Mac McMonagle as he gets the meeting with a man that, I mean, basically he could be the defense lawyer for.
Is he gonna fall over himself?
I think so. I think he's very excited.
That'd be one way to take out the Yankee manager.
Sean was telling me he was falling all over himself trying to ask about the speakeasy at UBS this weekend.
I felt so bad for Chris. It was one of the most embarrassing moments I've seen with somebody of importance.
What do you mean?
Craig on Friday told Chris he's got to ask him Ledecky about the speakeasy. Nobody knows about it, not even Gio, not even. Turns out all of us were well aware of what it was. It's a little over dramatized by Craig. But Chris gets introduced to John Ledecky. And he 15 seconds in, Chris gets right to the point, fumbles over his words. I got to ask you, Craig told me to ask you about the speakeasy. And without missing a beat, Ledecky turned to his assistant with the Islanders and went, do we have a speakeasy? To which the guy went, it's just the American Express Lounge. You can get it. Any guy who comes in with an Amex card can get in.
Nice.
You think Craig set him up to be embarrassed?
Definitely.
Definitely. I would think. And then you could tell Chris was like, oh, okay.
How was John?
It was great. He's
awesome.
great. He's always awesome. What a nice man. And then, unfortunately, the Islanders lost, so he was not happy after that.
And you will never go again.
I mean, I hope I go again. I love a good
Ranger fan and an Islander box with the owner, and they lose.
Well, he did go to an Islander-Ranger game in the Islander box, and the Islanders won. So, like...
No, they didn't.
Oh, they didn't?
The Rangers won 7-2.
That's the one we talked about.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Dude, you're never going again.
Yeah, you're bad.
But I was polite. I didn't show any Ranger fandom. I just didn't put on any.
Do you think he knows?
He knew the first time. Whether he remembers or not, I don't know.
Did you tell him I said hello?
I did.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I felt... Hold on, because I said I'm with Evan Tiki. Tiki sends his regards. Yeah, that
Perfect.
thing.
So it was a very, run-of-the-mill...
Yeah, well, I had to make sure he was aware who I was again after Chris got introduced.
The other thing that was awesome is that because Gio and Sean and Tommy got the star treatment, which we'll get into later, they were announced on the big screen. Like, here's Greg Giannotti and his little friends. But then they put each person's name out there. And you got to listen to this because I'm pretty sure this was done on purpose. The rib was in. The joke was in. But here is the announcement of the FAN stars that are at UBS. Take a very careful listen.
Please welcome to UBS Arena from WFAN, Gio, Sean Moran, Chris McGonigal, Tommy Lugauer, and the rest of the crew from WFAN.
Did you hear how he said Chris McGonigal? Play that one more time.
He's a professor. He's a professor at Hogwarts. Professor McGonigal.
You think
it
that
was a woman, by the way? She passed away recently. She rest in peace.
Do you think that was done on purpose?
I think that was the old way Mike used to say it. I think that was a purpose job. Yeah, he used to call McGonigal.
McGonigal, yeah.
McGonigal.
So you think someone set it up? Like, do you think Craig called ahead or Gio or somebody?
No, I think McGonigal is very familiar with people who know Harry Potter. And so when you see Chris's last name, it pops in your head subconsciously.
So it was an innocent mistake.
Yes, innocent mistake.
What do you think? Do you think the rib was in?
I could see what Tiki said, but I think the rib was in.
Now I got to look at it.
There's too many untrustworthy people.
I got to look at his name.
Gio, Craig. I mean, Chris was already set up to fail with the speakeasy thing. Yeah, I think there was a setup there.
Yeah. No, you're probably right.
And all I'll say to Chris and Tommy is somebody got second billing behind Gio and it wasn't them. But I digress.
Say it one more time.
Somebody got second billing on their name being announced behind Gio and it wasn't Chris or Tommy. I'll just say that.
Sean, in fairness, you can't...
No, I think it was set up now that I'm looking at his name.
Oh, was it?
There's no... It's an M.
Yeah.
It's MCM. How do you get G?
No, I think the rib is in. You really can't brag about getting first billing or second billing over Tommy. When Tiki may not even be aware of this, Tommy was used in the hype video.
Was he?
For the Islanders to come on the ice. Yeah, they took his speech from his show the other day talking about how it's an Islander town. We have it. You want to hear it?
Let's hear this.
And
they lost.
They did lose, but they did get off to a good start.
Okay.
But for Sean of all people to say, they gave me top billing over Tommy.
Well,
they put Tommy in the video.
Well, I did get one of the guys from the Honest did whisper. He goes, we couldn't use you saying the sweep doesn't count.
They could have used you.
That's great.
They could have used you saying
Matthew Schaefer is the new king of New York.
That's what they should have done.
They could have done that.
But that's just a drop. It's not long enough.
All right, here it is. Tommy. And just put in perspective, the Islanders are about to get on the ice, right? So everybody's fired up, UBS Arena.
The lights go out, the video starts playing, and this is what you hear.
It is Islanders' debut.
I proclaim the Islanders as the team in New York. This is a monumental day in the history of hockey in this town.
It's a clean sweep. The Islanders win all 4 games against the New York Rangers.
Wow.
New York and the tri-state area is now an Islanders town.
Dude, he's
the Islanders run this city. What? The Islanders are the premier hockey team in New York.
Now, I'm going to assume
he's the narrator of the Islanders.
Dude, and the Jumbotron is just putting these quotes up in bold print throughout the
and
arena.
The place must have gone nuts, right?
Yeah, I mean, they were all hyped up.
How can you not?
And then Tommy proceeded to watch the next 3 hours like it was the most important sporting event in his life because he knew what we all knew. If they lost that game, that's a one and done. If they win that game, you might be there through the whole playoff run.
Right.
And they lost the game. So we proceed to think that's a one and done now for him.
Yeah.
He was so nervous. You know Tommy's nervous look? That was the
Poor
look the whole
Tommy.
time.
Yeah, knowing Tommy, he's afraid of his own shadow. I can only imagine how he sat there.
Right.
I can only imagine his reaction when he saw it up there. Did you give him a heads up or was it a complete surprise?
I did not give him a heads up. I also missed it because I went to the bathroom.
Come on.
On purpose?
I broke the seal. I had to run for the bathroom. I thought I was going to make it back, and I didn't.
I understand.
But I saw the pictures of the...
Did you have any issues with Mr. Ledecky's toilet? Like I had that one time.
What?
I broke the bathroom this one time.
Yeah.
I had a stomach ache.
It
I
was
to tell you.
You couldn't go in there. No, mine was just the flowing portion. I was fine.
Very nice.
I wasn't a pig like you.
Well, great job by Tommy. That is freaking awesome. It's unfortunate the Islanders didn't win, but that was great because I'm sure he fired up the UBS crowd with that.
Yeah, they were nuts.
This is an Islander town.
Yeah.
I've been working on a Tommy imitation because I listen a lot now, and that's my Tommy imitation.
He might have to raise the lighthouse or whatever before a playoff game.
Oh,
or
yeah?
whatever.
No
Is that what they do?
They do something. I don't know. The light goes off. I don't know.
Very cool. Let's get to your calls. Let's go to Matt in Hillsborough. Hey, Matt.
Matt, what up, dude?
Oh, hey, guys. So, 2 things. One, Evan talking about some of the Knicks, but talk about your hypocrisy. I wonder how many people still listen to Michael Jackson while telling, Steve Tish has got to go.
True.
But that's my point. My second one is with the Knicks. If I'm Mikal Bridges and Deuce McBride, I want to strangle Cat because they're going to get me shipped out of here because he's soft. I'm going to get somewhere stuck in Portland or Milwaukee because, he's afraid to rebound.
Well, he did last night, though.
I mean, the last 2 nights, he has 40 rebounds combined. I don't think it's fair to look at it that way. I think if they end up making a trade for Giannis, it isn't necessarily all an indictment on Cat.
No.
It's more, hey, this is an opportunity to get a superstar player, and as good as we are, as much as we think we can win the East with this roster, we have a chance to get a top 5 player in the sport.
Yeah, but isn't Cat one of those? I mean, he is an all-star this year, alternate, whatever. It is what it is.
And PJ's had a better year.
Right. But he also is a very good player. When he's at the top of his game and he's playing with want to on both sides, rebounding, obviously, from his shot from range, spacing, like all the stuff that we talk about. He's even been aggressive going to the hole this year, but it's more what happens when he gets there and he falls down and he doesn't get back on defense. But even still, he can be one of the better players in the NBA.
Oh, no doubt. I think the biggest problem is the inconsistencies.
Exactly. So if he learns to be consistent, and again, this is a coaching thing. Like, how do you motivate your best player, one of your best players, when he's really good already? That's the coaching problem that the Knicks might have.
Let me just defend Mike Brown in this regard. Karl Anthony Towns has been in the league for 11 years.
I know.
It is what it is.
It doesn't matter. But you can get better out of somebody.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Because last year under Tom Thibodeau, he had the best year of his career.
Right.
And this year, he's put up some of the worst numbers of his career. Mm-hmm. Yet he's an all-star.
Of course.
Despite that. Let's go to Derek in Staten Island. Hey, Derek.
Guys, how you doing?
What's up, dude?
I have something on Tish and something on the Mara family, if you'll allow me.
Go ahead, man.
I'm a retired police officer, so I just look at this through the angle of a cop myself. That's just me personally.
Right.
And what Tish did, like you were talking about crimes, not crimes. There's no crime committed. However,
right. The implication is there. Right. The implication is there.
Yeah, there's reasonable suspicion that multiple crimes were committed, whether it be the gift of the movie script or asking if it was a pro. Now, that's enough that nobody's getting arrested, but that's enough to arrest somebody. That's one thing. The second thing is, he obviously knew who Epstein was. Otherwise, he wouldn't be getting girls from Epstein.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to get into the whole political thing either.
Right.
But that, for me personally, that tells me all I need to know about.
Well, there, that's the legal side, right? If you're a lawyer, you could use that.
Right, but the question is, what can the league do? And as we pointed out, this commissioner, and he has a chance to do it in a few hours, has a chance to say, hey, I'm going to let my owners vote on removal. It's basically like impeachment and removal in politics.
Mm-hmm.
If you get 2/3 vote or 3/4 vote, let me get it correct. It's 26 of 32, so whatever the heck that math is. Right. They could remove them. And if enough owners feel the way Derek feels, that, there's no crime committed, but there's an implication of a crime, and we don't want to be associated with that, they could remove him.
Right.
Like, let's answer the question right now. What can the commissioner do? He can do that. The problem is, are 26 owners going to do that?
Right.
And the answer is no.
Probably not.
But in terms of him being arrested, not one person outside of Giselle Maxwell has been arrested in relation to this.
That's a good point.
So
there's been a ton of names.
Yes.
Some of which we know, some of whom we know, some of which we have no idea who they are. There have been a ton of names, a ton of associations, and there's been nobody else arrested.
So it's not about, he may go to prison. It's about, your reputation is soiled, and I think that's already happened. Mm-hmm. No matter what ends up coming out more on this, if anything comes out more, your reputation is soiled, and the league has every right to say, hey, we don't want you associated with our league anymore.
Right. It's 80%. 26 puts it at 81%. 25 is only 78%. So
okay.
80%.
There you go, 80%, whatever it is. I ask you this question because I will be paying very, very close attention later today. Hopefully it's not at 3 o'clock because I want to hear Aaron Boone get his tuchus kissed by my good friend Chris Big Back McMonagle. I'm going to listen to Roger Goodell's press conference, and let's play a little game. How many questions are asked about this situation? The Epstein files and how it relates to NFL owners. How many questions?
Well, this is not, it can't be controlled. That's the good thing for those that are looking for.
They can control Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport, though.
Right, but the NFL at the Super Bowl, the commissioner availability, it's open to any.
You're right.
It's a ton of press. It's not just going to be the sports press. You're likely to see NBC there or CNBC or Fox News, or it's going to get asked.
So how many? I say 2. It's going to be 2 and done.
I'd say minimum 2.
Minimum 2. All right. Sean, how many questions? I know you don't want to talk about this, and you're not going to do a podcast about it.
I am tonight actually doing a podcast.
Are you really?
Yeah. We're going to address it on Talking Giants.
What are you going to
tonight.
label it as?
Well, I don't handle the label. Probably the offensive coordinator search.
I can only imagine Big Mac's reaction on Friday. I was so happy not to be on the air, but Big Mac's sitting there. He's like, we're talking about it. Can't wait to get to the Yankees lineup. And all of a sudden, it's like, crap, Steve Tish is on the Epstein list.
In fact, I have no problem telling Evan. I think my commentary was, you happy about the shift change? Because I am.
And by the way, you guys did a great job.
You did.
Because honestly, I got in the car out of physical therapy after Pete Hoffman said, would you call in and wish Craig a happy birthday? And I'm like, no. Why? What is he, child? No. But I listen to you guys, and I actually got the information from you guys because I'm like most people. I'm in the car. I just got done with something. I have no idea what's going on, and you guys did a great job. What was the question again? Oh, yeah. How many questions about Jeffrey Epstein and Steve Tish will be asked to Commissioner Roger Goodell when he meets the media later today?
1.
Only 1?
1 and done.
I think they're going to try to push this thing away. Come on, there's going to be a lot of controlled questioning going on there.
It's a great opinion. Me, you, and Tiki are almost on the same page. Let's go to Frank in Limbrook. Hey, Frank.
What up, Frank?
Hey, how you doing, guys? I wanted to speak about the MLB lockout and my, I think, solution for it, and I wanted to get your guys' opinion on it. And I think it's a philosophical debate that is often used in government, and I think applies here.
Go ahead.
I think that we need to stop with the subsidizing of poor teams by the rich teams in this league. It only hurts competition among the teams, and it would make the poorer teams sell their teams to richer owners. And there'd be more money in the league and better competition. We don't subsidize wins of more of, better teams to give to lesser teams. So we shouldn't do it when it comes to money. It should be the best of the best owning every team. And if they don't, keep up the Pirates and the Reds, well, then they need to sell their teams to someone else.
Yeah, I think the problem though, it's a smart way to look at it.
In theory.
I think the issue becomes Pittsburgh owner. I don't know who owns the Pirates right now, but let's say the Pittsburgh Pirates owner sells. Someone else buys. They realize that it's not necessarily the owner, it's the market.
Right. It's the business model.
It's the business model and the market, because as we found out during the lockout, so much of the revenue in the league is dependent upon people going to games. And if the market just doesn't want to go to the games, then it doesn't matter who owns the team. So the only way to be sustainable is to have a really good team. And the only way to be a really good team is to spend money to be a really good team.
I'll tell you something, and I know the models of baseball have changed over the years, but Wayne Huizenga owned the Marlins, and he bought the 1997 World Series.
Yeah.
Like, he just went out, signed a bunch of free agents, traded for guys, had this huge payroll.
And they got rid of them, right?
And then right after, he realized, this doesn't work. I'm not making money. And he sold every player off. And there's almost this fear that if the Pittsburgh Pirates 1 year said, all right, let's just buy a bunch of players, and they won, they would still look at the books and say, that wasn't financially worth it.
It's because it's not the model of the NFL. Like, if you look at the NFL, well, why does Green Bay survive in the NFL? Well, it's because there's a massive $100 billion television deal, and the revenue from game day doesn't matter.
Yep.
It's the league revenues, 51% of which goes to the owners, that is massive. So even if you're failing, even if you suck, you're making a ton of money.
Yeah, Pete Rozelle's probably why he's the greatest commissioner in all of
100%.
sports. I mean, he's certainly better than Judge Kennesaw Mountain Landis, who sucked and should be removed from the Hall of Fame. But that's a story for a different day.
This Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. If you had your early eyes on next year's hiring cycle, a name we talked about this year will not be available next year. The Rams have signed a massive extension with Sean McVay along with general manager Les Snead. Now, it's being labeled as that. I don't have the terms or the money, but Sean McVay does not appear like he's headed for an exit from L.A. This Fan Focus was sponsored by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
All right, we know a couple of the coaches, Andy Reid, John Harbaugh, are in the $20 million range. Is he a $20 million coach?
Yes. He's probably the highest paid coach in football now.
I would agree with you.
Yeah, well, good for him. I mean, I never had visions of him coaching the Jets. He's too smart for that. He's not going to do that. All right, we'll get back to your calls coming up, 888-808-1019. And I mentioned you'll get some baseball later today because Aaron Boone will be on. Well, Brian Cashman said something yesterday, and I really believe that what he said is going to piss off Sean Morash and many Yankee fans. You get to hear it coming up. It's Evan and Tiki here on The Fan.
If you're looking to level up your wardrobe, check out Collars & Co. You might have seen them on Shark Tank, where they landed a deal with Mark Cuban. They're the team behind the dress collar polo that sold over 1 million shirts. Now they've launched the Maverick Performance Blazer. And this thing is legit. Sharp, lightweight, and completely wrinkle-resistant, making it perfect for travel. Just pack it up and it comes out looking fresh. Plus, you get smart features like security zip pockets, a sunglasses loop, and an optional pocket square. So hit up my friends over at collarsandco.com. Use code TIKI for 20% off. That's at collarsandco.com.
The home of New York Giants football. The Fan.
Runs out of the tackle, down the right sideline, cuts inside at the 5, in for the touchdown!
1019 FM WFAN. WFAN FM. WFAN FM HD1 New York. An Odyssey sports station.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Sponsored by Ethos. Learn more and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. The Arizona Cardinals have found their guy. The Cardinals are hiring Rams offensive coordinator Mike LaFleur as their new head coach, the one who wasn't actually calling plays. But now he's going to be the head coach of the Cardinals. Is this the right move for the Cardinals? This could get a little dicey. I'm Addie Bates.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Staples has hot deals and low prices on everything for your business, like up to $125 off your print order. Ends 4/18. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Too many tools, too much stress, and way too many bills.
Odoo replaces it all. One connected platform for every part of your business, so you can work faster, smarter, and for less. Odoo, the only software you'll ever need. Try it free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Sunshine, breezy, and warmer, high 32.
MSC Cruises feel so stylish and European. Let's espresso and gelato.
Espresso and gelato? Those aren't verbs.
Yeah, on MSC Cruises they are.
Oh, well, in that case, I'm into the American stuff. Let's coffee and soft serve.
Sounds like a plan. Maybe later we can chaise lounge and espadrille?
I think you mean pool chair and flip-flop.
Cruise from $199 plus get up to $500 onboard credit and kids sail free. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News & World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when needed. We show up with access to convenient care options and coverage that fits everyday life. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
I'm Tyler Kolek, and I got my Lincoln right here at Lincoln of Queens. Smooth ride, no hassle. They even delivered it right to my door. When it's time to save, it's time to go to Lincoln of Queens. During our month-long President's Day sale, you can save up to $8,000 off MSRP on all remaining 2025 Lincoln Navigators. Over 20 to choose.
On select models, excludes tax, title, and MV fees. See dealer for details. Expires March 3rd.
Lincoln of Queens, where Queens goes. Go New York, go New York, go.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4094. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-4094. That's 800-575-4094. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature-Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature-Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Football coverage on The Fan is brought to you in part by Town Fair Tire. At Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
When this happened, you talked about it on The Fan.
I would like to introduce to you the next head football coach of the New York Giants, John Harbaugh.
We begin a new chapter in New York. Our focus is simple.
It starts with building a team that is physical and tough, that's capable of overwhelming their opponent from beginning to end, and especially at the end, that understands how to finish.
When New York sports happens, talk about it here. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Right. Noon here on The Fan. It is Evan Tiki for the next 2 hours. Carton Show coming up at 2. They've got the manager of the New York Yankees, Aaron Boone, coming up.
Shut up, Tubby.
He's very excited. By the way, Big Mac is speaking to Tiki Barber, and it is in my ear. So all I'm hearing as I'm trying to talk is Big Mac being like, it's been in my life the entire time. They mispronounced my name. It happens. So I don't know what the hell.
I wasn't sure which button is his, so I pressed them all.
Yes.
Sorry.
He was talking about, it's impossible to mess up his name, so it had to be. It had to be. It's MCM. It's not MCG.
Well, Mike worked with him for years.
I said, I'm sorry, Chris. I didn't know you were married to the professor from Harry Potter.
And meanwhile, one of his keepers in our fantasy baseball league is a big prospect whose last name is McGonigal.
Chris McGonigal. Is it really?
Now, I've been curious, Big Mac. Did you draft him because you want to have a McGonigal in your fantasy league?
Hell yeah. Of course. Right now, he's the second top prospect in all of baseball.
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a big prospect in Detroit, right?
Correct, for the Tigers.
Kevin McGonigal?
What's that?
Is it Kevin?
Kevin McGonigal.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's going to be a household name in a few years.
Absolutely.
By the way, if anyone in the league wants Jet Williams, let me know. He's available.
No, thank you.
You're not
He's too short.
You hung on to him just for his name forever.
For my son.
That's fantasy, Evan. You have to protect him like it's an arc,
Jet wanted Jet Williams on Daddy's fantasy team. What do you want from me? Now I'm getting rid of him. Selling him for nothing. Speaking of baseball, I don't even know if Big Mac heard this. Did you hear what Brian Cashman said over the weekend?
I heard what he said. It was going to be my next fan focus. But
Ladies and gentlemen, here's Brian Cashman. Did a little appearance on Sirius XM MLB Radio and was talking about the decision to offer Trent Grisham the qualifying offer and then ultimately Trent's decision to accept it. Obviously, it's been widely criticized. Sean has lost his mind about it. So here he is, Brian Cashman, not just defending it, but kind of doubling down on how smart it was.
At this point, that $22 million looks like a bargain the way that the free agent market got away from everybody and on a one-year basis.
So what Brian Cashman is telling you, everyone else is idiots, and I got him on a steal. Your thoughts?
What he's saying is not technically wrong when you consider like the rank in the NFL. I will give him that.
Chill.
However, was that the smartest way to spend your $22 million when you're trying to budget this thing and you look around at what they did?
Well,
that would always be my
If
argument.
he's going to contribute like he did a year ago and have a breakout type season, which, by the way, could have just been the beginning of something phenomenal.
Could be.
For Trent Grisham. It absolutely is a bargain. And so do it for a year. If he does it again, then you have another conversation after the season's over to see if he's whatever the long-term deal looks like. And it won't be long-term. It'll be 3 or 4, but whatever. It could be you're finding Trent Grisham right when he finds his stride.
We have so many.
Because it's not like he's old. He's not 32.
No, dude, he's 29 years old.
Right.
So and I'll let Evan finish off in a second, but the most complicated part about this is I don't think anybody's denying, and like no Yankee fan dislikes Trent Grisham, but you do have two guys in Dominguez and Spencer Jones that you're just dying for them to have the avenue to play.
Or you're dying to move them for something you actually really do need.
But that's really frustrating because then you didn't do that last year. You held on to these guys when you could have tried to make yourself a better World Series
But were they really that valuable a year ago?
Yeah, I think
was
you're
Jason Dominguez that valuable a year ago?
Tiki, I would argue over the last 2 years, you're only diminishing the value of these guys now.
But he didn't play. He didn't play.
Why did Jason Dominguez not play a lot last year? It's actually very simple, and I'll remind you
his defense at a position they forced him, and he only hit from one side of the plate.
Sort of because Trent Grisham beat him out for the job.
Yeah,
like baseball is a meritocracy, right?
Yes,
it's performance based.
It better be.
Of course it is.
And if it's not, then your team's not very good.
Right. And we complain sometimes when a guy continues to play because of their salary. And I guess sometimes that does happen. But the reason Jason Dominguez lost his opportunity to play every day, and it's the reason why Anthony Volpe didn't lose his job, is no one was banging on the door to take Volpe's job. Not a person. Someone took Jason Dominguez's job, and his name is Trent Grisham. The reason Trent Grisham ended up playing every day and being the leadoff hitter for the New York Yankees, need I remind you, is he hit 34 home runs with an 800 OPS. He took the job. Okay? Now, Here's where I think I have my checkmate on the Trent Grisham discussion, because throughout the offseason, Tiki, what's very frustrating about these Yankee and Met discussions is, hey, it's a pain thing. We have to see how the offseason ends. I don't know. I think this will happen. I think this won't happen. For all intents and purposes, the offseason is over. Both teams actually report to spring training next freaking week.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. Freddie Peralta's on Port St. Lucie Field right now.
Beautiful. I love it. So,
by the way, he doesn't want an extension.
We've already discussed that. You figured that out last week when we played the club.
I know, but it was confirmed over the weekend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah? Okay.
Well, he got to Port St. Lucie, so what it looked like. I said, definitely.
One of the big arguments that Sean and other Yankee fans made was the $22 million. We can use it elsewhere. Now that the offseason is over, I want you to walk me through, if Trent Grisham had declined the QO and had gone somewhere else, what you were doing with this newfound $22 million. Walk me through it.
I would have maybe signed Luis Arise.
They wouldn't have. You want to know why?
Because of Chastism.
No, because he's a one-trick pony who hits for a high average and does nothing else well.
I would argue they need that trick more than they need the Grisham trick.
Sean, I'm not arguing Evan opinion. I'm telling you the Yankees weren't signing Luis Arise to a one-year, $12 million deal. So move along.
I'm telling you, Evan, what makes the Yankees a better baseball team top to bottom?
Trent Grisham.
No, it's not.
Trent Grisham's a good defender.
Yeah,
Luis Arise can't defend me.
He's a Gold Glove defender.
Yeah.
We all know his defense over last year. The gliding was great. His arm is middle of the road.
Have you seen Luis Arise play defense?
Okay, we're not talking about defense right now.
Playing?
I'm talking about the offense right now. I'm fine with Cody Bellinger playing in center field. I don't need Trent Grisham's defense.
Okay, so you would have taken Arise with the money. Who else? Because I'm curious what you think they would have done, and I'm going to tell you how they wouldn't have done it. So you're wasting your time.
The guy who went to the Reds yesterday would have signed Suarez.
I don't think they were ever signing him.
Okay. I would have spent a little more money and given the same deal to Bo Bichette.
They weren't going to do that.
Okay, but this is my point. You can't yell at me and tell me what would you have done with the money, and then everyone go, well, they weren't going to. Of course they weren't going to do it because they signed Trent Grisham. That is why they weren't going to do it, because they don't think outside the box, hence the problem we have with Brian Cashman. So, yeah, I'll just keep rattling off names. You keep telling me they weren't going to do it. No kidding. No kidding.
Or they're rewarding someone who they took a shot on, kind of got accidentally through the Juan Soto deal. And he had a breakout season when given the opportunity to play every day.
Okay, they're rewarding him. He's still young enough. Why not then try to work out a 3-year deal with him and try to lower the AAV if they really believed?
Because they didn't have to.
They didn't have to.
Okay.
Why would you? Like, 1-year deal, as much money as it is always better than a commitment of 2 or 3 years.
100%.
Because as Tiki's pointing out, let's say Trent Grisham sucks. Let's say it was a fluke and Jason Dominguez earns that job or Spencer Jones earns that job. Well, then Trent Grisham ain't going to be around next year, and it's not a big deal.
And you just let him go. There's no complication. There's no hangover. There's no, man, I wish we didn't have this dead money on our system.
You know what I think the Yankees and Mets should do? I'd equate to both teams, and I think the Mets are doing it in some areas. I want to give young players a chance, but I also want to have a safety net in case they stink or they don't put it all together.
Right.
And right now, the Yankees have an outfield just in case Jason Dominguez and Spencer Jones don't turn into what you think. Same thing with the Mets and Carson Bench. Like, I want him to be good. I want him to win the job in spring training. There's no guarantee of that. And Trent Grisham is the ultimate insurance policy. And you talk about the expense all you want. I don't think they were taking that money and buying someone else. I don't think they were signing Framber Valdez with the $22 million they saved. I don't think they were signing Bo Bichette with half of the money he ended up getting from the Mets. Like, it's a fantasy. It's not true. So one of the arguments that was used against me and everyone else who defended the decision was, what about the money? Okay, what about the money? What do you think they were going to do with it?
You've been around watching the Yankees forever. Do you not hear yourself right now?
I think we're pretty good.
What you're saying, yeah, sure, makes sense. It's a great insurance policy to have. That is not how the Yankees operate. It is easy to say today, hey, listen, Jason Dominguez goes and beats him out of his job. The Yankees are not going to spend $22 million on Trent Grisham and by the end of March go, man, Dominguez had a great camp. He's got to play every day. They're going to give Grisham every last. They always do this with guys. And now Grisham may hit and you may not care about it. But in the end, they're going to overexhaust playing Trent Grisham, even if Dominguez is banging on the door, not give those same opportunities, because that's how they operate. They care about where their money is spent first.
That's a good problem, then.
It's a good problem until you stunt the development of a guy who's pretty important to you.
Stop with the stunting of development.
I know. It's a weak argument.
He's going to get 500 at-bats, and it doesn't matter.
If he hits, he'll play.
Right.
I promise.
I mean, look, if it's a problem that your really good Martian young player is clamoring and knocking down the door to play, that is a good problem to have.
It's a great problem.
Yeah. It just last year, whenever Dominguez played and he got
And
going.
then you could just throw him at third base anyways.
That's fair.
He's not playing third base.
You could sense Dominguez was getting hot, and that would be the moment they were like, we got to sit him now because we have to play the guys we're paying, which included Grisham. And that kept happening, and then he would sit for 3 days, then he would come out ice cold
sure
for
it was
game.
that, or sure you could only hit from one side of the plate?
No, you can only hit from one side of the plate.
It certainly felt like every time he built up momentum, they pulled it out from
Do
under
you
him.
think that maybe Big Mac and Craig will let you record a question for Aaron Boone, and then they can decide at the last second they don't want to play it because it's too offensive?
Yeah, I'm not even going to play that game because I know that's exactly what's going to happen.
What would be your offensive question for Aaron Boone, who is joining the Carton Show at 3 o'clock today?
Does it suck that the Eagles no longer run the NFC East now that John Harbaugh is here, Aaron Boone?
What an approach he would take.
He is an Eagle fan.
Shut up, Tubby.
I mean, I know, but of all the things you would ask him about, and you've criticized this guy many times, it's like, I'm going to take a shot at your football team.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm not going to get in the way of Big Mac's ass-kissing questions. Let's get to the football.
Here's a call to the bullpen you can make. Ask for a salad.
Let's get to your calls. We've spent plenty of time talking about the Steve Tish situation, as well as this upcoming Super Bowl, a little baseball, a little basketball as well. We'll get into the latest on the Giant coordinator search coming up as well in the next few minutes. 888-808-1019. Let's go to Dean in Asbury Park. Good afternoon, Dean.
Hey, Dean.
Hey, guys. The one connection to an owner in the Super Bowl that you guys haven't made, this is a very similar situation with Kraft. And if we want to look at what the NFL is going to do, it's not much in terms of punishment for Tish.
The difference is...
That's interesting.
Yeah, so...
Because that was a criminal charge.
They dropped...
And they dropped it.
They dropped misdemeanor counts of solicitation of prostitution.
Right.
They dropped the charges in September of 2020 after courts ruled that the police violated privacy rights by secretly installing video cameras in the massage rooms. The case ended with a judge ordering the destruction of the videos in 2021. Again, the NFL could impose penalties if they wanted to.
Yeah.
But unlike this, where there isn't going to be a court case, there isn't going to be a trial.
Right. There'll be no discovery and no depositions, none of that stuff that usually comes with a legal case.
Yeah, this one's different because the NFL could hide behind the, charges were dropped. But was these actions detrimental to the league, which is the key phrase in the NFL bylaws? I don't know, was it? I mean, it was embarrassing for Robert Kraft.
I don't think it was. I don't know. It wasn't detrimental to the league. It didn't feel like it.
Yeah.
At the time, it was kind of like, all right, whatever. Just kind of felt like whatever. If he was criminal, then that's different.
Right, and it wasn't.
If he's convicted of a crime, then it changes your perception of him.
I'm glad our caller brought it up because it is worthy of looking at another situation that was very embarrassing and maybe ruined the reputation of an owner to look at how the league handled it. But it's also very different in that, hey, charges were dropped. It was a case that could have gone somewhere. It didn't.
Right.
And in this case, it's literally just leaked emails. And what we know about Steve Tish, even if no crimes were committed that we know of, is that he associated with a scumbag years after everybody knew what he was. And sometimes guilt by association is enough. And maybe that is embarrassing enough for the NFL to at least try to do something about it. Spoiler alert, they won't.
Sometimes guilt by association is nothing also.
Yeah, well, I think in his case,
I'm not talking about his case. I'm just talking about in general.
No,
but in this case, you're right.
You're right, because we haven't talked about Russell Wilson, but the reality is, and Russ actually went on Twitter and tweeted about it, then deleted it, right, Sean?
Well, I didn't know he deleted it.
Yeah, something about Satan coming after him.
Not today, Satan.
Yeah.
I didn't know about this, that, and that.
Right, because apparently he was.
But then you see the stuff about Steve Tish, and they say, well, ignorance is not an excuse, and blah blah blah. Okay, so you're going to say that about everybody that had any kind of business or otherwise conversation with Epstein?
Tell me if I'm wrong. It feels different when it's buying a plane versus
of course it is.
I'm trying to meet women through him.
Of course it
who
is.
you knew was a sexual predator.
Of 100%. But people don't see the differentiation sometimes.
Let's go to Connor in Basking Ridge. Hey, Connor.
What's up, Connor?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How are you?
We're good.
Tiki, huge fan, big Giants fan.
Thank you.
Question. So let's say all this stuff hits the fan with Tish. Who do you think would take over majority stake? Because I know him and Mara are 45%.
Right.
Do you think the coach family would take that over? Because they got $75 billion to play with. I know Mara's allegedly worth $500 million, so that really doesn't put a big dent in their valuation at $10 billion. So what do you think? I don't think they give up more than majority. I think they want to keep 50-50.
I think it's. I'm not positive about this, but I could recheck. I'm sure it's easy to find. I think the Tish stake is in a trust or some sort of vehicle that's not necessarily Steve Tish, because his brother Jonathan and his sister Lori are also on the board of the Giants, so they're all involved in some capacity. So I don't think it's as complicated as an individual with billions of dollars having an issue and then getting rid of him. I think there's a vehicle to manage it. So it sounds like it's complicated, but I don't think it actually is. I'd have to check that though.
I don't know if these are the intentions, but I'm going to guess that they are. When the Koch family bought into the New York Giants, that their intention is someday to own the New York Giants.
No, I don't think necessarily.
No?
I think that Julia Koch and her family, her kids, who I met also over there that day when we were over for the John Harbaugh press conference, I think their intention is to build a sport portfolio. The reason you do that, even if you have a minority stake, is so that you get league approval. So when, I don't know, pick a team, Tampa Bay Buccaneers want to sell.
Do the Jets. That's better.
Okay, we'll do the Jets. The New York Woody finally says, I'm done. I'm tired of getting crushed by Jet fans and media and blah, blah, blah. What do you want to sell? Then if you're already approved by the league and you have a minority stake, you can divest yourself and then go more easily buy a team.
But it shows you that they want to eventually own a team.
Well,
even if it's not the Giants, because it doesn't become available.
They want a diverse sports portfolio, because Julia Koch and her sports investments are also in the Liberty.
Right.
There's a couple other ones as well. I think the soccer team as well. So the Giants are just one of the next. So who knows what their long-term plan is? But when you start getting repeated approvals from leagues, it's good for your reputation when you want to be an owner.
Yeah, and if you do want to be an owner, sometimes you got to start small. That's how Steve Cohen started. Steve Cohen was a part of the Met ownership group for a very long time.
That's exactly right.
And he was waiting to pounce.
Right.
Like, I went
right
on another team, potentially, or the Mets. Because I think Steve Cohen actually tried to buy the Dodgers many years ago.
Right. I mean, that's how it's usually how it is.
Because even if you grow up as a Met fan, if you want to buy a sports team,
right,
you may not get the chance to buy your child a team.
Right.
You may just have to buy a team. And he eventually bought the Mets. So there are a lot of questions if he grew up as a Met fan. A lot of speculation that Steve Cohen was a Yankee fan. Have you heard that? Wild internet rumor?
Wasn't it his wife?
No, his wife is a
Met fan.
And her father.
And he was kind of
indifferent,
just a fan.
Yeah.
And just like, all right, whatever. That's what you want, honey. Let's do it.
Yeah.
He certainly likes a lot of Yankees to keep signing him. So.
And by the way, if that story came out where it's like, all right, fine, I grew up as a Yankee fan, do I really care?
No.
I mean, it's a nice story. Like, it's a cute story. The childhood Met fan, loved Tom Seaver, bought the Mets.
It just changes the narrative that you Met fans had at the very beginning.
Well, but my narrative wasn't about him being a Met fan more than it was he's a billionaire and he's got beautiful money that he can invest in this team, which he has.
But a lot of you all were like, we got a Met fan for life, buying the team. He's one of us. He's one of us. He gets it.
Guys, did you really think we were excited about that or the billions of dollars?
I think you were just excited because it wasn't a Wilpon.
Exactly.
Yes. Exactly.
It's like if Woody Johnson sold it would be
anybody else. Oh, you got money too? Great. Let's go.
It'd be the same exact reaction. More of your calls, 888-808-1019. And a debate has emerged around the NFL over the last few days. Should you be there to see your kid born? We'll get to it coming up, plus a Cinco de Lunch show. It is Evan and Tiki on this very busy and not as cold Monday, where winter's continuing, because apparently that little gremlin saw a shadow. So we're screwed.
The Hedgehog.
The Hedgehog, yes. Fanatics Fest, the world's #1 sports fan festival, returns to the Javits Center in New York City from July 16th to the 19th. See celebrities and athletes from all your favorite leagues, including Aaron Judge, Tom Brady, Kevin Hart, Jalen Brunson, Diana Taurasi, Mike Tyson, and many more. Live panels, autographs, photo ops, rare trading cards, and memorabilia, plus exclusive merch drops you can only get at Fanatics Fest. This is the ultimate weekend where sports and culture collide. Tickets are on sale now and will sell out. Grab yours early at fanaticsfest.com.
This portion of the program is sponsored by Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water.
What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? We always bottle our Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source, and all our bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from our own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source.
It's Boomer and Gio, mornings on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
I don't know how many text messages I got. Can we please kick a field goal? Can we please kick a field goal? can we please take into account what the stakes are here, the way the teams are playing? Drake May did not play great in this game.
Get Boomer and Gio on demand. Available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, and the free Odyssey app.
When your event has to be perfect, there's only one destination, Teller's in American Chop House. From our iconic main dining room to our dedicated private event space, Teller's next door, we do offer 2 distinct settings for weddings, milestone birthdays, anniversaries, corporate events, holiday parties, and so much more. Guests do enjoy the same exceptional service and culinary experience and excellence that made Teller's a Long Island institution for more than 25 years. With spaces that accommodate events of all sizes, why not start planning at tellerschophouse.com today? That's tellerschophouse.com.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Sunday no longer a fun day? We've got specialists for that. Walking the dog, unleash, knee pain? We've got specialists for that. With 45 Castle Connolly top doctors, Orland & Cohen specialists are considered among the best in the nation by their peers, which can mean a better outcome for you. From Staten Island to Southampton, our network is open 7 days a week, so you can feel better, faster. Visit OrlandCohen.com.
Looking for the best value on new tires? Get to Town Fair Tire. We honor every valid manufacturer's and competitor rebates and give you the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
This President's Month at Nielsen Dodge, fun is in the driver's seat. We're celebrating all month with special presidential savings, plus 0 down payment.
We have your new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Ram at extra special fun is in the driver's seat savings.
Lease a new 2026 Jeep Compass Limited 4x4, just $187 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Laredo X 4x4, just $295 a month.
Plus, choose from a wide selection of certified pre-owned vehicles.
And if you need credit help, we're here to make it fast and easy on Route 10 in East Hanover, or shop online at nielsendodge.com.
Proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
At Nielsen, fun is in the driver's seat.
President's Day Sales Event. Term 27 months to Sign Compass 5782, Cherokee 5890 at tax tag 489 dock and DMV fees.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks VapoStick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
As the owner, coach, and quarterback of your small business, you call the shots. From inventory to payroll and more. Now it's time to bring in LendSeek, your funding MVP. No delay of game here. Get up to $2 million in as fast as 24 hours for business lines of credit or term loans. Let LendSeek's AI marketplace assist you in making the winning play and score that touchdown. Apply at lendseek.com, LENDSEEK.com.
MSC Cruises feel so stylish and European. Let's espresso and gelato.
Espresso and gelato? Those aren't verbs.
Yeah, on MSC Cruises they are.
Oh, well, in that case, I'm into the American stuff. Let's coffee and soft serve.
Sounds like a plan. Maybe later we can chaise lounge and espadrille?
I think you mean pool chair and flip-flop.
cruise from $199, plus get up to $500 onboard credit and kids sail free. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
D'Agostino & Associates is a legacy firm that's there to help accident victims. I'm attorney Jenna D'Agostino, continuing the legacy my father, John D'Agostino, started 35 years ago when he built D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm, one client at a time.
I grew up on these New York and New Jersey streets. They shaped me. I'm attorney John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm. I often tell the story of how my father lost his leg in a construction accident so people understand I've been there and I'll be there for you. Call my team first. 888-24-LAW-24. 888-24-LAW-24.
Continuing the legacy means working closely with my father and our team. When you're injured, we know a big decision has to be made. Call our team first.
D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey. I've been there and I'll be there for you. Call my team first. 888-24-LAW-24. 888-24-LAW-24. D'Agostino Law Bite Back.
Visit your local Kia dealers to discover what happens when rugged capability meets true performance. It's the perfect balance of quality, dependability, power, and style. Learn more at kia.com. Kia, movement that inspires.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-390-1164. 800-390-1164. 800-390-1164.
The home of Super Bowl 60 on Westwood 1 is WFAN.
Jackson Smith and Jigba with a diving two-hand catch for 6.
The Patriots will face the Seahawks for the Lombardi Trophy in Santa Clara this Super Bowl Sunday.
To the end zone! Touchdown, Patriots!
Get insight and the latest breaking news about the biggest game of the year here. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always playing on the iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and Odyssey apps.
I'm really glad that the rat didn't see its shadow, because if he did and we got this, summer or spring's about to start, we all would have been like, you get full of crap. We're being hit by like the coldest weather we've ever seen. There was 11 inches in Charlotte. There's snowstorms in South Carolina. It's freezing outside. Don't tell me spring's about to start. So I think it was the best thing that could have ever happened to the hedgehog.
Yes.
That he did not see his shadow. Or did see his shadow.
Hedgehog?
No, the groundhog.
I said hedgehog.
Yes, now you've confused me.
I was like, we got Sonic around here? Sonic is predicting?
Sonic and Knuckles.
Either way,
That's right.
It's a good thing that the winter is continuing, because it would have just fed into this lie that this groundhog seeing its shadow changes anything about our weather patterns.
I'd rather spring be like the 2022 Giants to bring everything back. I just don't want to see it coming. Just surprise me. Start early.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like next week it's 65 degrees.
Well, to his point, if I thought that this groundhog meant something and I was sitting around going, all right, we got this, only a couple more weeks, then I'd be disappointed if it didn't happen. Now spring can sneak up on me. Oh, groundhog lied. I'd rather it that way.
That's the weirdest sports comp I've ever heard.
Did you see the 2022 Giants coming, or did they sneak up on you?
I didn't see it coming, but to compare the weather patterns to the 2022 Giants is very original. I wouldn't. That's
2022 Giants.
Yeah.
Didn't we see it coming, right?
No, it was a surprise.
Dable got hired. We thought they'd be a playoff team.
Week 1? Oh, not a playoff team, but better.
Yeah. I didn't see the
Saquon
playoffs.
was healthy.
Dude, they made the divisional round. That's the spring this year. You don't see it coming.
I mean, we do see it coming, because spring is eventually coming.
Well, they eventually get good.
Not in 2022. And no, not necessarily become good. Look at the Jets. They've sucked for a decade and a half.
Well, that's a different story.
By the way, speaking of the Jets, I just want to put this over real quick because I haven't finished it. NYJ Matt, who is, how would I describe NYJ Matt? He's a diehard Jet fan who's on social media.
Yeah, he's a Jet social media influencer.
Yeah, Jet social media influencer. I think him and Sean used to hate each other, but now, like, you're sort of friends with each other?
We've realized we're basically the same person who root for two different teams.
Gotcha.
Bosom buddies now?
Yeah,
Nice.
they just come from different perspectives.
Bosom buddies.
Yeah, bosom buddies. I think that works.
Yeah, share a bosom with him.
Sure. You'll hear it Friday at 1:30. NYJ Matt tweeted out, and I saw this while I was at the Rascal Flatts concert, so I didn't see the whole thing. Hey, I recorded a 2.5-hour video with this other guy, NYJ Mike, going through the 100, like, horrible moments in Jet history over the last decade. And it's like a 2.5-hour video, and I just started it. It is unbelievable. So I just want to give
torture?
It's torture, but it's funny. And sometimes
Because they do it in a humorous way.
Yeah, and like
all right, that's cool.
It's torturous, but they suck so much that you forget some of the embarrassing things that have happened over the last decade.
I'm just saying, at least it's not rote like, well, in 1988, this happened.
No.
It sucked. And in 1994, this happened. It also sucked.
But also to me, like, a video about painful losses would actually be worse. But they're just an embarrassment.
Right.
They're just like a dead carcass on the side of the road. You know what I mean? Did you watch that video yet?
I haven't. I did see it bookmarked. And I did have this thought. Got to be rough to be NYJ Mike in that situation, right?
I didn't know who NYJ Mike was, but I like him now.
Yeah, he's using the same Twitter handle, but Matt gets all the attention. Mike, that's a tough spot.
It's like Mike LaFleur and Matt LaFleur.
Yeah.
It's actually the same.
Oh, it depends on how good Mike LaFleur is as a head coach at the Arizona Cardinals.
We'll find out.
Who is he hiring as his staff?
That's a great question. We'll get to all that coming up. Plus, a debate involving if you should see your child being born going on in the NFL right now. But first, it is Cinco time.
Sean Moraes in the booth. Somebody hide the castle. Optics flying, phones ringing, Evans yelling. No! Tiki's laughing, chaos cracking, nobody's in control. It's Cinco de Roncho. Bam! Crunch! Let's go!
Okay, Cinco de Luncho brought to you by Helix Wireless, connecting everything everywhere. So we sort of touched on this topic earlier in the day. Last night I'm sitting down, I'm watching the Nets lose by about 60 points. The Knicks and Lakers going on. I got the Grammys. And I said, all right, let me just kind of crack my knuckles and get into Super Bowl week here. And it was on my mind, and I said, man, can I even find 5 interesting storylines about this Super Bowl? Think about it. And Evan brought up the point, is this the least interesting Super Bowl, or however you phrased it?
Yeah, if you missed it, you can go back to 11 o'clock on the Odyssey app. I went through the last decade of Super Bowls and said, can you honestly tell me these are less appealing going into the game than the one we have this Sunday? And even Tiki and Sean, we were universal. Like, this one sucks.
So I'm going to admit, I don't even think this is a great list, but I'm here to give you what I think are my 5 favorite storylines of Super Bowl week, just to show you how little juice there is. So here we go.
Here we go! Number 5.
San Francisco injuries. All eyes on a practice facility and field next to a weird energy plant. If there's a big injury in the Super Bowl, or more conspiracy theories going to poke their head up?
I didn't even think about that.
Well, we talked about it last week, but it also went away very quickly.
Yeah.
It wasn't a talking point.
Do we know which team is training at that facility?
I tried to find that last night. I didn't remember. The teams are flying in. I'm sure we're going to get word of that this week, but I do not know at this moment.
It's usually
the home team?
It's the conference team.
They kind of gone away from that because it's not an even split in these sites.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
When we did in Tampa in 2000, we were at the Bucks.
Right.
But it was weird because we were in like trailers. Like the facility hadn't been built.
Yeah. What you could see in the Bucks documentary on Amazon, which I highly recommend. All right, here we go.
Number 4.
Stephon Diggs winning a Super Bowl before Josh Allen after their split.
Say it one more time.
Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, but he's not like a forever Bill.
No, but there was the thought there was like a little rift between Allen and Diggs at the end there, and Allen's just crying after games trying to get there, and here's Diggs on the Patriots. Let me go win the Super Bowl.
We'll see if Stephon Diggs is playing in the NFL next year.
Yeah.
There are some major accusations against him that I know has been pushed back, so the NFL's just letting him play. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
He'll serve a suspension next year. Because remember, players are held accountable for things, owners are not.
Yeah, exactly.
Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, but they're also going to be held accountable after the Super Bowl, conveniently. But here we go.
Number 3.
Seahawks franchise revenge versus the Patriots. I want a setup here late where they run the ball on the goal line, and that's how the Seahawks win.
That Super Bowl.
Kenneth Walker III.
That Super Bowl was 11 years ago. I have never been as pissed off at a moment in the Super Bowl as I was at that moment.
Wow, really?
Yes.
I felt the opposite.
My team has never been in it, so obviously I don't have like a Jet moment. But in terms of watching the Super Bowl my entire life, that interception to me caused the loudest F that came out of my mouth I've ever uttered while watching a Super Bowl.
But in a good
matchup.
way.
No, bad way.
Oh, because of the Patriots.
Yeah, would it be good? You think I was celebrating?
I was.
It's just interesting.
Yeah.
Why were you celebrating?
I rewatched the end of that because it was on somewhere.
Yeah,
and
I'm sure.
It was such a weird sequence because there's like a minute and 10 seconds left. They're on the 6-yard line, whatever it is. They run. They get down to the 2, and the Patriots have timeouts. They don't call a timeout. The clock is just running. It's like, dude, you're not going to – if they score, you're not going to have time to go down and score and win this game. And then they throw the pass, and it's an interception. But it was almost like there was apathy on the part of the Patriots. Like they knew it was coming.
There's a part of me that wants to rewatch this game this week. That it's been a long enough time. It's been 11 years.
At least the fourth quarter.
I was thinking the whole damn thing.
And you'll get the curse catch.
Yes, the Jermaine Curse catch that you said is like one of the most
yes, that's right.
forgotten but awesome moments. Point is, look, it's different rosters, different teams, different coaches. Obviously, the fans are the same, but that Super Bowl really pissed me off.
And we were in a pre-Nick Foles world where every time the Patriots were in a Super Bowl not playing the Giants, I wanted them to win because I felt like that was important to Eli's legacy.
So you'd be the only. I got you.
Okay.
That makes sense. That's fine.
All right, here we go.
Number 2.
Is this the beginning of another budding Patriots run? We're in the Super Bowl all the time.
Oh, sure.
Because we would not have said that first Super Bowl versus the Rams, and I do have to. That thought is in my head. They're being disrespected like they were. Oh, this team, ba ba ba.
Yeah, not that good.
I remember that 2001 buildup, and boy, does this sound awfully familiar. It does.
God, you're just saying that to piss me off.
I'm not saying, Evan.
Yeah, you are.
I mean, it's a real concern.
Evan,
they're going to become a dynasty.
Well, they're not even really good yet.
Yes, that's the thing.
Like the talent is not elite.
They're early on this arrival, dude.
Oh, God.
Just shut the up.
All right, here we go.
Number 1.
And the number one storyline of Super Bowl week is the Sam Darnold middle finger tour here. Like, it just is. Even if I'm not even trying to be trolly and Jet fans, like, Sam Darnold is the most interesting figure about the Super Bowl.
So, speaking of Sam Darnold, let's get to it. We mentioned this late last week. The GM of the Minnesota Vikings, and I want to pronounce his name correctly.
Kwesi
Adolfo. Mensa. He was fired.
Right.
And certainly the belief is it was related to the Sam Darnold decision.
Yes.
To let him go. A report came out in The Athletic. I'll read it to you. According to The Athletic, Adolfo Mensa's use of a 2-week paternity leave.
I saw this over the weekend.
Yeah.
This was weird.
Adolfo Mensa's use of a 2-week paternity leave after the birth of his child in 2023 left some NFL executives and coaches, quote, in disbelief. He missed 2 weeks of training camp meetings and practices, and he was working remotely during that time. Word of his time away from the team traveled quickly around the league among some rival executives and coaches. It was met with disbelief, according to The Athletic. They also report that that's not the reason he was fired.
I mean,
but yet it was put out there.
Well, it can't be the reason he was fired because otherwise you get sued.
Yes,
but
there'd be a lawsuit.
There'd be a lawsuit. But why that's weird is I don't want to say disturbing, but it's kind of uncomfortable. It's not like it was in the middle of the season. The work of the offseason was already done. This was training camp. Mm-hmm. And obviously there's things that you have to do in training camp, especially with injuries, but you have an assistant general manager and I don't know if it's his first kid or whatever, but he wanted to be there for the birth of his child.
Right.
Why is that wrong?
What I find so interesting about this report is what happened with Joe Brady a few days earlier. So Joe Brady was just promoted to be the head coach of the Buffalo Bills. And he made a comment at his press conference that caused a lot of reactions that are the complete opposite of what happened with Adolfo Mensa. Here is what Joe Brady said at his news conference when he was hired as the head coach of the Buffalo Bills and talking about his wife.
This job demands sacrifice, right? I'm calling you on the way to a game while you're going into labor, right? And I find out after a game that you go through, you give birth by yourself. This game takes away time and energy and presence from you. And you've carried the weight that comes with this job so that I can pursue my calling.
So as you can imagine,
he's the head coach. It's different.
No, I'm not even comparing them. I'm more comparing the reactions. So when this comes out, Joe Brady is attacked as, can you believe this guy? How could he do this? And then 2 days later, the story on Mensa comes out, and it's like, can you believe this guy?
He was justified to be fired.
Right. Basically, the two extremes came out to say both of these guys are just awful people. And the reality is, there's a phrase, and I want to make sure I get it right. To each his own. Is that the phrase?
I guess.
Yeah. That's how I view this. To each his own.
Right.
Is that not the fair way to look at both Joe Brady saying, I'm going to miss the birth of my kid, and Mensa saying, I'm taking 2 weeks off for paternity leave? It is an individual decision. We'd all handle it in our own ways. I don't want to sit here in judgment of either of them.
This just happened?
Which one?
Joe Brady's kid?
I'm trying to remember. Do you remember any context on how recent it was?
Zero.
Yeah, I don't remember this happening. I mean, obviously it
I
happened.
don't know. We would have heard about it.
Right.
Like, why would we hear about it?
Yeah,
We're not paying attention to the birth.
I don't remember that at all. But I also don't remember people being in an outrage over Kwesi missing training camp.
Well, I don't know how much we knew about either of these stories until now. Like, I don't think we knew, hey, Joe Brady said to his wife, all right, I'm going to do this game. I have no idea. But and same with the paternity leave. I don't think we knew about either until the last few days.
Yeah, it seems like people are bringing up, like, nobody knows exactly when this happened.
Right.
Yeah. The Kwesi thing is just, it's like an after-effect pile-on, which is just cheap, low-hanging fruit. And it's kind of stupid because you have a kid, you get paternity leave. It is what it is.
And if you're saying it wasn't the reason he was fired, then why are we even talking
exactly.
about it? What's
why
the
do
point
we even
of knowing
know?
that?
Why do we even know about this?
Right.
Unless it's somebody with an agenda.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you can take from it.
Yeah.
And so it could be something completely different. I don't like the way he shaved his beard. Like, it could be anything. It's kind of stupid when you think about it. So whoever released this or leaked this had an agenda against Kwesi. And so they were trying to make it justifiable. Oh, yeah, he missed 2 weeks. Even though he was working remotely, he missed 2 weeks.
He has two kids. One was born in 23, one was born in 25. So one of those.
And in the case of Joe...
Assuming it's 25 because it just happened.
Right.
We didn't hear about this in 23.
Correct. But we only are hearing about this now.
Right. After he's fired, which I agree with Tiki. This feels like an add-on to almost explain stuff, even if this isn't the reason he was fired.
I think the reason is because there's no real... What's the reason for firing him?
I think that he's being blamed for Sam Darnold and the decision to let him go.
And so you want to distract from the fact that he let Sam Darnold go and instead went with the rookie or the second-year quarterback in J.J. McCarthy, who turned out to be a disaster, and Sam's in the Super Bowl. But you can't blame him for that, so... Let's just find something else to blame him for.
Let's just put something out there to distract people and they can debate it.
Yes.
And in the case of Joe Brady, like, I saw this story and my reaction was, okay, I wouldn't do that personally, but that doesn't make me and Tiki better than him. Like, to each his own. That's the way I try to view life. Like, okay, that's what he did. Now, if I'm in that situation, am I saying, all right, let me know what the sex is when I get home? Good luck. And by the way, vice versa. I don't know if I'm taking 2 weeks of paternity leave off, but that doesn't mean he's wrong. Like, no one's actually wrong. We all just like to have really strong opinions about what other people should do.
Right.
And the reality is, the way I viewed both of these stories that are extremely different but yet the same is to each his own.
Yeah. Or just plan your sessions better.
Excuse me? Plan your sessions better?
You know, your impregnation sessions.
Were you really able to do that? I mean, honestly, were you able to plot it out?
No, because AJ was born the day I went to, or a week before I went to camp.
See? I have two sons. They were both born in September. Do you think, knowing the person I am, and I'm crazy, I wanted, ideally in a perfect world, both of my sons born in the middle of September?
No, not at all.
So then, plan it out better. Well, as in what? Like, we're looking at the calendar? And by the way, I can't figure out that calendar. I don't know if anyone else can. I thought it was 9 months, but honestly, it's not even really 9 months.
It's like 10 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't plan that thing out.
Yeah, I don't know. It's complicated. I got to explain to me those first 4 weeks I gave up.
I don't know about you guys. We're closed for business.
Well, like permanently closed?
No, I have not done any procedure of that nature.
No,
but I think our intentions are. Let me rephrase it that way. The intentions are, we'll close.
Until that amazing Rascal Flatts concert.
My wish.
How'd you know? I mean, yeah. Whatever.
Meet my daughter, Albany.
That's pretty good. It's actually not a bad name either. I can totally see that.
All right, I kill me. Where are we at?
I got to hand it to you. That was a good one. Let's get back to your calls. 888-808-1019. Let's go to, how about Jim in New Hyde Park? What's up, Jim?
Hey, guys, how are you?
What's up, man?
Morning.
Good morning.
I heard you talking about C-Mac meeting Boone for the first time.
Yeah, very exciting.
I want you to pass this on. Ask him why we don't have Joe Ryan yet.
Yeah,
$6 million. He has the same stuff as Schoolboy.
Right, I'm gonna answer this for you as if I'm Aaron Boone, and he'll never say this, but I'll say it for him. I have no power, dude. Like, I'm not the one deciding to make trades with the Minnesota Twins.
Right.
That's Cash's job. So, like, you're getting on me for not trading for.
Shut up, Tubby.
I mean, what am I supposed to do about it?
I think we're pretty good.
Like, did you get mistaken on who's coming on the show? If it's Brian Cashman, that's a great question. But for Aaron Boone, it's more, hey, you wake up at night thinking about that Nestor Cortez decision. I wonder if he does. Like, do you get over that kind of stuff?
I doubt it.
Yeah.
I doubt you get over it. I think he thinks about it.
I'm still pissed that I benched Jacoby Ellsbury in the fantasy finals 15 years ago.
But it's not something you can ask him about.
Why not? Did you still wake up in the middle of the night and
because there were
sweats?
so many other games after.
Yeah, but that's the game and the moment.
Yeah, but nothing's ever won on one game.
Well,
I mean, honestly. I mean, you're the one that always talks about the Bill Buckner thing.
Yeah.
It's not that they didn't win the World Series.
No, I know, but there would be other moves that really can change everything. Don't you think?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it would be one. If I was him, I would think about it often.
I think I would too. Like, I think about stupid fantasy finals often. Like, I can't believe I made that decision. So I would think as a human being, you always think about it. But it's also not mentally healthy to think about it too much because there's nothing you can do about it.
Especially because you're still in it.
Yeah.
And you still have other shots at doing it again. So, like, learn from it, but don't dwell on it.
Right. It's also way more mentally healthy than thinking about Jacoby Ellsbury in the fantasy finals 15 years ago.
Why? That was pretty serious business. Like, I wanted to win.
15 years later, you haven't let it go?
I mean, I haven't won a championship, so yeah, I'm going through a drought. Like, I'm me in high school right now. Like, it's bad. So, of course I think about it. Why wouldn't I think about it?
You just didn't have a lot of water in high school?
No, I was geeky and awkward like I am today.
Oh, I got you.
Not a beverage drought.
The difference is
I thought maybe the grass was a little, dry.
Let's go to Mike in Middletown, New Jersey. What's up, Mike?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Tiki should be in the Hall of Fame, by the way.
One of these days, maybe. I appreciate
You'll get there, my friend. Hey, one thing that no one's talking about here is that what Tish did is he opened himself up to blackmail from Epstein, which is, we know that's one of the theories as to why Epstein made his money was blackmailing people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, Mike, you said that because Evan and I were just talking about this before the segment. Like, how did he make his money?
Yeah, we can't figure it out. It's weird.
Exactly. And if the NFL is going to force Mr. Tish to relinquish control, I think it would be the reputational risk and the threat of blackmail would be the biggest thing they could use. Why? Just like Namath and Horning with the Gamblers in the 60s. Any known association, they suspended you.
Right. So. Right. I mean, it's interesting because...
A very interesting point.
It's moot now because obviously he's not around any longer.
But someone else could blackmail him. Not necessarily Jeffrey Epstein because he's dead, but someone else could. If they have the information,
well,
which
not
now
because it's out there.
Yeah, but we don't have all the information. That's the thing.
Right.
Like, you want to trust him at his word that he didn't do anything untoward. He was never on the island, but we don't actually know. And if someone had proof of that, then absolutely they could blackmail him. No question about it. Let's go to Steve in Harlem. Hey, Steve.
Friends, hello.
What's up?
If we're passing things on to Boone, you should give him my little everyone should pitch like Nestor Cortez so they don't get jumped anymore thing. But for the Knicks, there's some misnomers here. Listen, I know everyone wants to say Cat's numbers are down. Do you know his minutes are also down? And up until a week ago, his points per minute were just about the same. I know over the last two games it's gone a bit down, but last week it was like a .001 difference per minute. So I think people need to get a little deeper into the stats before they put things out there. And in terms of the callers going after Mikal, I mean, Mikal was the number one option with the Nets. If you go and you look at those games and you look at him as the fourth or fifth option here, of course it's different. And that goes to the Michael Porter thing. I mean, Michael Porter was the fourth or fifth option on Denver, and now look what he's doing with the Nets. Anyone would do that on the Nets if they were like that.
I wouldn't say anyone would do it.
Well, you say that because somebody has to score.
Oh,
right?
100%.
Somebody has to take the shots.
My issue, if we're being around, I really don't have an issue with Michael Porter Jr. not being an all-star, but it isn't with Cat. It's more with Pascal Siakam because he's on a crappy team. Like if we're playing the game of, well, someone's got to put up the numbers, I agree with you. Cat's on a good team, despite his numbers being down. And I do want to challenge that point he also made. So to me, if anyone's bringing up MPJ over Cat, that's not fair. It's MPJ versus Pascal Siakam. But this right now is the lowest career field goal percentage Cat's ever had. This is the lowest career three-point field goal percentage he's ever had. It's the lowest effective field goal percentage he's ever had. So you're right about the other metrics, the minutes played, which is also very, very true, right? Or points per minute on the floor. But in terms of what's that word? Efficiency. Yeah, I almost got tripped up. Based on efficiency, he's down. Like it's
and the eye test.
Yeah, no doubt. He's also leading the league in rebounding, if you want to put him over for that.
Right.
Which is also the eye test backs up. But it is not his best season. Now, the compliment to Cat is that even in his worst statistical season, he's still an all-star, which is true. I mean, I get that. He's averaging 19 and 11. And he's shooting 36% from three, which for normal humans is okay, but for him, it's below his career average.
It is, but especially for big men, for normal humans, but for normal big men, it's fantastic.
Right.
So it's just context.
Absolutely.
Context matters.
This Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. Remember that team that beat the Mets out for the final wildcard spot in the NL just last fall? Well, they got a little better. The Reds reached a deal with Eugenio Suarez on a one-year deal, adding more power to a Reds lineup that could use it, especially in that stadium where Suarez should continue to be one of the best power hitters in baseball this year.
Yeah, good move by them. He goes back to Cincinnati. Pete Hoffman's been complaining that the Mets should have signed him. And real quick, I'll just give you a brief thought on that because we had a caller last week bring it up. Hey, should the Mets sign Suarez?
Right.
If you sign Suarez, despite his power potential that we saw last year, you're done with Mark Vientos. And Mark is still young enough.
Even on a one-year deal?
Yeah, because where is Vientos? Like the at-bats that are right now.
Do you have options or no?
That's a great question. I should know that.
You should know that. I'm so disappointed in you.
I know.
I ask it thinking you would just be like, yeah, sure. He's got two.
But may the best man win, Evan. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. Who cares if you stunt Vientos' growth?
That's different.
Oh.
It's not exactly the same.
Interesting.
Hold on. I need to see if Mark Vientos has options. He's
stumped you.
No, I honestly don't know. My guess off the top is
Mark
no.
Vientos has no options.
There you go. Look, you even got it before me.
Yeah.
You're on fire. Yeah, I still want to see what Mark Vientos has, and I think that the right-hand hitting slugging, he can play third or first, really a DH. It's very redundant, and so I'm okay with moving on from him. Okay. More of your calls coming up, 888-808-1019. Plus, the names are starting to come into focus on who the Giants are targeting for offensive coordinator. We go through some of those names coming up. It's Evan and Tiki until 2 this afternoon.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Sponsored by Ethos. Learn more and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. The Tampa Bay Lightning took down the Boston Bruins 6-5 in a shootout at the 2026 Navy Federal Credit Union Stadium Series. Now, the Lightning were down 5-1 in the second period, 5-1, but responded with 4 unanswered goals. Is it too early to say that I like the Lightning to win it all? I'm Addie Bates.
Presented by Robinhood.
He crosses, spins, pulls up.
With Robinhood Prediction Markets, buy or sell your predictions all game long. No house odds, just you versus the market. Put your sports IQ to work. Trade every shot, block, steal, run, and moment that shifts the game. With Robinhood Prediction Markets, trade every play. Visit Robinhood.com/predict to start trading. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Allstate is Metro New York's trusted auto insurer, protecting cars across the tri-state area. We are by your side when you need us most, providing you with affordable auto coverage you can rely on. So, switch to Allstate today, and you could save an average of $713 on auto insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate. Based on the national average annual savings for new customers surveyed in 2024, savings vary, subject to terms and availability.
For 100 years, London Jewelers has been part of life's most meaningful moments. From engagements and anniversaries to milestones, big and small, they've helped mark the moments that matter most to their customers. Generations of families have trusted London Jewelers for exceptional craftsmanship, timeless design, and service that lasts a lifetime. As they celebrate a century of excellence, they thank you for being a part of their story, and they look forward to the moments still to come. They invite you to visit London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations. London Jewelers, celebrating 100 years of brilliance.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, is making every moment of Super Bowl 60 count with DraftKings Live Millions, featuring over $5 million in prizes. Here's how it works. Open the DraftKings Sportsbook app, opt in, and get your promo token. Place a live bet of $1 or more on the Super Bowl, and you're in. And every live bet means another shot to win. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code WFAN. That's code WFAN. Bet live for your share of $5 million in prizes with code WFAN. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369. 21 and over. New York only. Eligibility and restrictions apply. No purchase necessary. Opt-in required. Minimum odds minus 500. Prizes either bonus bets or single use 20% profit boost. Max bet $20 that expire in 30 days. See official rules at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos for entry period and free method of entry. Sponsored by Crown Gaming Inc.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber with a special message for New York businesses looking to diversify your income. Amazon Hub Delivery is making it easy to earn extra money. When you partner with Amazon Hub Delivery, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area. With each package delivered, you'll gain extra income and exposure for your business. There's no upfront cost, no delivery experience, and no long-term contracts required. Sign up to learn more at amazon.com/hub delivery. That's amazon.com/HUB delivery.
Hi, it's Sal Licata here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a very happy place, especially when my wife is satisfied. And while that's not an easy thing for me to achieve, my friends at CertaPro Painters had no such problems. Big jobs, small jobs, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Hey, Metro New York. Ready for real savings? Switch to Allstate today. Because drivers who switched saved an average of $713 on their auto insurance. So, what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for an auto insurance quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. Based on the national average annual savings for new customers surveyed in 2024, savings vary, subject to terms and availability.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
At Citizens, we help make sense of your money and all your money questions.
Do I keep renting or finally buy?
Do I plan for a vacation or plan for a renovation?
How big of a nest should my nest egg be?
If money talks, what's it say to me?
Is cash still king?
Wait, when did a dollar slice go up to $3?
Whatever money questions you have, Citizens has the answers. Make sense of your money at citizensbank.com/made-ready. Member FDIC.
Wake up with Boomer and Geo. Morning 6 to 10 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Well, all the head coaching vacancies are not officially filled, but they're reportedly filled because the Arizona Cardinals are about to hire Mike LaFleur.
Yep.
And the Las Vegas Raiders are going to, after the Super Bowl, hire Clint Kubiak. And so we're done. There'll be 10 vacancies filled. And coming up tomorrow on the show, we will check in on our head coach bingo. Because right before all these jobs started to get filled, we all made predictions. I totally forgot half of what I said, half of what Tiki said, half of what Sean said.
Oh, I know exactly what I said. And I got them all wrong except for one.
Are you serious?
Or no.
You're spoiling the game.
I got them all wrong. I think I got them all wrong.
You were 0 for 10?
Every single one?
Every single one.
Did you write it down or are you doing that by memory?
No, I wrote them down.
Damn it. I thought I'm the guy who writes stuff down.
But this one I had to write down because when you told me we were going to do this, I was like, dude, I don't know if I know all the head coaching opportunities that are open. So I had to write them all down and make some guesses. And I got them all wrong.
We will hear specifically how wrong Tiki was tomorrow when we check in the results. Now the focus, especially locally, is on the coordinator jobs. Obviously, the Jets are still trying to figure out who their OC is going to be. And the Giants, after the kind of surprising hire of Todd Monken to Cleveland, are figuring out their offensive coordinator. So I saw this list of everyone that they've been associated with, the known candidates for the Giants OC job. And I'll go real quick in case you've missed a few of these or you're not aware of a few of these, and let me know your interest in any of these guys being the next offensive coordinator of the New York Giants and working very closely with Jackson Dart. Now, I understand that for Tiki, Sean, and a lot of people in the audience, and I respect this, they will eventually say, it doesn't matter who the OC is, I trust John Harbaugh. And I totally get that. Like, I think John Harbaugh is in this rare, unique spot in New York sports where no matter what he does, he's earned our trust based on his resume. And I get it, and I accept that, and I respect it. But in this moment, they are still looking to hire an offensive coordinator. So be honest with me on these candidates. Are you ready?
Yes.
Cliff Kingsbury. Let's start with him.
I'd be okay with that. I don't know what went so wrong in Washington last year. But this is the one thing that I'm worried about. It's 2 really quick exits from places.
Yeah.
One is a head coach. That happens. You're first-time head coach. You're basically only coach in college. You come to the NFL. You get the Rookie of the Year in Kyler Murray. He's not working hard enough, as we all know. It derails your chance of being successful. You get fired. But he had the Rookie of the Year a year ago, and this year it just went to crap. And they kind of agreed to part ways, but it felt like it was more like them pushing him out.
I think they pushed him out, and I think my gut to the removal was, okay, maybe he has the kind of personality that only lasts for short periods of time.
Right.
But if you go through his resume, going back to college, like, okay, 4 years in Houston as the offensive quality control coach, offensive coordinator, and quarterback coach. Okay. He goes to Texas Tech, and he's there for 6.5 seasons. Okay, not bad as the head coach.
Right.
I mean, that's a decent run. Then he goes to Arizona and gets a 4-year run with the Cardinals. Again, I think when you look at how long coaches tend to last, that's not terrible. He wasn't one and done.
Nope.
He goes back to college for a year before he takes the Commander's job, and that's the job that you question. That's the, like, if we're being fair at his resume, I don't think he truly has a resume of quick hooks other than what just happened in Washington.
Yeah.
So to be fair to him, even though, yes, my assumption has been, maybe he's got the personality that doesn't last very long, his resume kind of tells you that it was really in one place.
Right.
And for whatever reason, the Commanders decided to make a lot of changes after last year's disappointing season. Like, they made a lot of coaching changes. Not the big coaching change, obviously. Dan Quinn is still there, but they changed their coordinator. So is that more indicative of the Commanders than it is Cliff Kingsbury? So long story short, I am scared off less in terms of his quick exits just based on going through his resume.
Yeah, I love his calling of the run game. I think Scadaboo and Tracy will thrive in a Cliff Kingsbury offense, so I'd be pumped up about that.
All right. Jim Bob Cooter, the Colts, who has the best name in football. I think we all agree. He's currently the Colts offensive coordinator. He interviewed for the Eagle job. I don't know if he got it or just didn't want it like everyone else.
And he was a Lions OC before camp.
Mm-hmm. He's good. I'll give him that. I don't know. It doesn't feel like what I want for Jackson Dart, and I don't know why.
It's because of his name.
I think you're spot on. If his name was John Smith, do we think of him differently?
Or even Bobby Cooter. It's the Jim Bob. You know, you got stereotypes in your mind about Jim Bob. We all do.
You feel like you're already a running joke.
No, it's not even that. I don't know. I feel like I've heard his name a lot in different places over the last. What's his resume?
I got to go look that up. You want me to give you Jimmy Bob Cooter's resume? Yeah. I do love that name, though. If he ever becomes a head coach, by the way, as I was typing in, I wrote Jim Boob Cooter.
Yeah, he was, I got it right here, Broncos offensive assistant in 2013. Before then, he had some, Chiefs quality control. Lions quarterback coach for 2 years. Lions offensive coordinator for 3 years. Then came to the Jets, 1920 as their running back coach.
Under Adam Gase.
So he worked under Gase. 2021, an Eagles consultant. The pass game coordinator for the 2022 Jaguars.
Yeah, that was my gut. I feel like he's bounced around a lot.
And then the Colts since then.
So I almost think of him as a consultant who's there to fix something.
Did he help fix Daniel Jones, or was that all Steichen?
I mean, give him credit for that. Like, they had great success before he got hurt.
Probably both.
Yeah. You got to give him some credit for that.
100%. But I don't think Jackson Dart needs to be fixed for anything.
Yeah.
I just think he needs to grow.
He also ruined Le'Veon Bell with the Jets. We don't want to blame him for that. He was the run game coordinator. They're in the Adam Gase, Le'Veon Bell era. Alex Tanney, who's the Colts passing game coordinator. I remember him as a quarterback. Wasn't he a quarterback?
Yes, he was a Giants backup quarterback, and at that time, he was kept around on the Giants because people believed he would be the next big offensive coach, kind of like you would hear with Davis.
How about that? You got Alex Tanney?
Yes.
Yeah. Any interest in Alex Tanney?
Yeah, not really.
No?
He was ironically kept around to be a Daniel Jones coach and then coached him in Indy.
How about former Titans head coach Brian Callahan, who I now remember as the guy who didn't understand the rules of what's a catch and not a catch.
Right.
That's what I now think of him for.
Yeah.
His first time calling plays was as a head coach. Didn't even do it as an OC.
Right. And I don't know if he did it fully then.
He did, but he was sinking.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Broncos pass game coordinator Davis Webb, who obviously was also a draft pick of the Giants and was the name that we all wanted to see start when Eli Manning was benched as opposed to Geno Smith.
Nah. Not ready yet.
I'd be into him, but it looks like he's probably going to go back to the Broncos as their OC, and he's only famous for one thing with the Giants. The only person to ever throw a touchdown pass to Kenny Golladay in a Giant uniform.
Is that true?
Yes.
Damn. I don't think of him for that. I think of him as the young quarterback that we all wanted to see when Eli was benched. Hey, maybe we got something with this guy.
Yeah.
Chargers quarterbacks coach Shane Day.
Don't know enough about him.
I just know he looks really weird now and looked weirder before the beard. It freaks me out.
And finally, LSU offensive coordinator Charlie Weiss Jr., who has a history with Jackson.
Well, he's already said he's not.
Yeah, has he though?
Yeah, he said he's going to LSU.
He's done. He's
he's officially
he's off the list.
So if those are the names and there's no other surprise candidate, of those choices, who's your preference?
Kubiak.
Kubiak?
I mean, Cliff Kingsbury.
Oh.
I was like, is there another Kubiak
Yeah,
now?
there is.
Well, where's he?
He's in Miami. No. He's a quarterback coach somewhere.
Oh, sign him up then.
Bring him in. What's your preference?
I mean, the one I know the most about is Cliff Kingsbury, so it kind of feels like a revert to that. But honestly, I would be into a swing on Alex Tanney.
Yeah, Cliff Kingsbury's my answer. And he's actually my answer for the Jets, even though he doesn't feel like that's somewhere Aaron Glenn is going. We've heard the names Dara Bevel. We've heard the names Frank Reich. We've heard the name Greg Roman. Those are like the veteran names that the Jets are attached to. I would like Cliff Kingsbury, but I think this goes back to a point that you made a couple of days ago about Aaron Glenn, and that is he bringing someone in who feels like a threat?
Right.
And Cliff Kingsbury, because of his success in Arizona, would be a threat.
By the way, Clay Kubiak is the offensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers.
Bring him in.
You know what? That's not bad, but that's a lateral job. He's the OC, you said.
That's right.
But he's
not calling the plays.
He's not calling the plays. You call the plays here. It's not a lateral job.
That is true.
But he is a Kubiak. They're a coaching family.
No, I get you, man. Why not? No, why not? Yeah, I like Cliff Kingsbury. I think he'd be a good choice. I just wonder, like, how serious the Giants and Jets would be with either guy. But here's what I know. It's February 2nd, and neither team has an OC. Long-term bet. Who hires an OC first, the Jets or Giants? Tiki Barber.
Giants.
Giants.
I think it's happening, like, today or tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Sean Morash.
Wow. Okay. I was going to go Jets because it just kind of feels like what they just did with their DC job is going to be like, we really have to get something in here. And I kind of get the vibe John Harbaugh wants to be really thorough.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's going to be the Jets first. I figure it's Frank Reich. Isn't that what we basically all been told? Like, it's Frank Reich. They're just going through
we heard that as this done deal Thursday, definitely happening Friday, and it's Monday.
That's true.
Right. Where is it?
That's a good point. What's going on? Is he getting cold feet? Is he realizing it's the Jets?
Or what am I doing? Who's your quarterback? Wait, who's the talent?
Yeah. He Googled the Jets and realized, I don't want to go there.
What a goddamn disgrace.
No, I understand. Let's get back to your calls, 888-808-1019. Moses in Brentwood. What's up, Moses?
What's up, Moses?
Hey, what's up, Tiki, Ev, Morash?
Yeah.
Ev,
yeah.
Tiki, remember, after Barry Sanders, the Detroit Lions stunk for years.
Yes.
And finally, they're there. The Jets are on the same trajectory. Sooner or later, we got to get good. Another question. Would you throw Mike Tomlin the red carpet next year if Aaron Glenn stinks like his first year?
Yeah, but I don't think he would take the job.
I don't think Mike Tomlin's ready to.
What will you do, though? What will you do, Tiki, to lure Mike Tomlin next season?
Give him everything. I'd give him a blank check and ownership. I'd give him whatever the hell he wants. But I think that's what it would take. You would have to make such an obscene offer of power and money. But I just don't think Mike Tomlin is going to come back and run the Jets.
I don't either. I don't see it. I don't think he wants to coach right now. So it's as much as his name is going to be out there, just like Bill Cowher's name was out there for years after he retired at 49 years old. I don't think Mike Tomlin's ready to coach right now.
And I'll tell you something else. He mentioned we're the Lions. Do you know that the Jets' current playoff drought is longer than any drought the Detroit Lions had in the post-Super Bowl
That's
era?
crazy to think about.
Yeah, no, it's true. I was going through it right now. It's like, okay, 1957 to 1970, even though that's not completely post-Super Bowl, it's a little bit of both. Well, that's only 13 years. Jets have beat that. 1970 to 1982, that's only 12 years. Jets have beat that. 83 to 91, that's nothing. That's 8 years, no biggie. 99 to 2011. Whatever, 12 years. It's nothing. So now to the Lions, that's a lot of bad streaks. It's not just one bad one. But yeah, the Jets are currently on an active playoff drought that's even worse than anything the Detroit Lions have seen. Let's go to Brian in Sleepy Hollow. What's up, Brian?
How's it going, guys? Looking through the files this weekend, I had my fingers crossed that Woody's name would be in there. And
I know. I trust me. I have heard that from so many Jet fans. Like, I'm searching the Epstein files. Give me the smoking gun to get him out. Yeah, I've heard that.
It leads me to think what exactly would need to happen to extract one of these guys. Kraft is they still throw him roses every time you see him on. Oh, here's the venerable Robert Kraft. After he had his little happy ending fun. But it's like different guys played by different rules. I know that Boomer on this station was saying that the guy in Detroit that called out his boyfriend was he called him a jackass. But how about his Mr. Trump now? That's all I got to say.
I think that you're right that every owner is kind of perceived differently. And I have a belief, I kind of agree with you, that Goodell would treat Robert Kraft different than maybe an owner that isn't viewed with the kind of...
Or it's not even Goodell. It's just who's in charge of the committee. Like I don't know.
Oh, that's good. Like Bob Kraft has a lot of power. So how would a committee then turn around and expel him from the league?
Yeah.
When he's kind of got everyone backing him?
Right. Because there's committees that I think it's I'm assuming it's just the ownership committee.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what the exact naming of it is, but that's likely what it is. Who's in charge of that committee? I know that Jerry Jones probably has a heavy hand in that committee. And so the question is, does Jerry Jones like you? If he does, you're probably going to be all right.
That's unbelievable.
If not, see ya.
Yeah. Well, we made
go
this.
Take your $8 billion and go move to Europe. Daniel Snyder.
Yeah. I mean, look, Jerry Richardson and Daniel Snyder are two more recent owners that were essentially forced to sell.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the NFL didn't use their bylaws and constitution to remove them, where they need 24 owners to say, yes, we want to remove you. But I think in both cases, they knew they were going to be removed.
26 owners.
I was looking it up. It is 24. It's
24.
2/3. It's
so 75%.
75%. Yeah. Let me get the
not
numbers
80%.
right. It's not 80%. It's 3/4 of owners based on the rules of the NFL Constitution. I'll read it to you real quick. The NFL Constitution and bylaws permit the commissioner to initiate and owners to approve a forced sale for serious violations. 24 of 32 owners, that's 3/4 majority, are required to remove an owner. The reasons for approval, and this is where I guess we could all debate it.
Of removal.
Right. Like reasons for doing this. Conduct detrimental to the welfare of the league or professional football, which can include financial misconduct, personal conduct, which is where this fits, or other actions harming the league's reputation.
Right.
The other warning is that a removed owner, let's say this all happened, and again, it has not happened in NFL history. Owners have decided to self-remove by selling the team. There is a belief that it would be challenged in court. And it could lead to a very long, expensive legal battle if it ever came to that.
Yeah, the last thing the NFL wants is to be in court.
Correct.
It's why the Brian Flores thing has yet to go to court. It's why the John Gruden thing has yet to be seen in front of a judge, even though I think there have been some rulings on some of those things, but it's likely never to see the inside of a courtroom.
But my counter to that would be, if the owner knows they're going to be removed, they know the votes are there. Like Daniel Snyder knew, hey, if I push this any further, I can make this ugly. I can reveal all these secrets, but they're going to remove me. Screw it. Let me just sell my team. And I think that's what most people would do.
Right.
Like, I don't think this would ever happen in the case of Tish, because if the NFL ever said, you know what, we don't feel comfortable with you owning a part of the Giants, and they went to him and said, I got the votes. I'm just letting you know. It'd be very similar to what happened in the mid-'70s when the Republicans went to Richard Nixon and said, look, it's over. Like, you can fight this, but I'm telling you, the votes are there. You're going to be removed. And Nixon eventually did what I think was the right decision, best for the country, where he said, all right, I'll resign. Richard Nixon, underrated. I'll leave it at that.
Because he knew when to leave?
Yeah. Some of his policies were not half bad.
Yeah,
some of them were.
We all forget them.
I know. Also, do you know the other secret about Tricky Dick?
What?
Secret 86 Mets fan. Yeah, showed up at Shea Stadium all the time. You didn't know about this? Yeah.
Bigger Mets fan, Nixon or Cohen?
Probably Nixon. Oh, yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, you didn't know about the Nixon stuff?
No, nor did I care.
You don't care about it? All right, I won't talk about it, then I'll move on.
No, people care.
Yeah.
If we only talked about things I cared about, boy, would ratings plummet.
I'm not going to talk about it. If you want to know about Richard Nixon's love for the New York Mets, you have two choices. Google it or email the Rico.
Well, let me ask you
I'll
something.
do a whole podcast about it.
Is your pivot to talk more about Steve Tisch? Because if that's the case, please, more Nixon.
You done talking about Steve Tisch?
It's just a lot.
All right, when we come back, what else would you ask Roger Goodell? If you got that chance, like, all right, Commish, I have a chance to ask you a bunch of questions. What are you pounding them with? 888-808-1019.
I'm always incredibly busy and always on the go, but I value feeling safe and knowing that my family is safe when I'm not with them. That's why I turn to our partners at Sloman's Shield, who just recently installed the Sloman's Shield Link system into my home. It's smart home security that combines safety, convenience, and peace of mind that I can manage all from my phone. From the cameras, the garage door opening, the lighting, the Alexa control of my audio system, all throughout the house. It's connected right to Apple Music, so it's easy to manage, whether I'm laying in bed or getting ready to go into the garage.
You can experience the future of home security and automation as well with the Sloman Shield Link system. Call 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME or visit slomans.com.
This portion of the program is sponsored by Downtown Nursing and Rehabilitation Center.
Hey, healthcare workers of New York, are you looking to make a difference? Downtown Brooklyn Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is actively hiring nurses and CNAs. Call 718-636-1000. That's 718-636-1000.
I'm Pat Boyle here to help you beat the books of Western One Sports. Super Bowl 60 is now 6 days away, and I've got a play lined up that I think hits regardless of game script. Drake May is going to be able to have success throwing on this Seahawks defense. Heck, Stafford just threw for 374 yards against Seattle. Their calling card is stopping the run, but the Seahawks secondary hasn't been all that great in the second half of the season. Right now on BetMGM, Drake May's passing yards is 220. He's gone over that 15 out of 20 games this season. I think he goes over on Sunday. I'm Pat Boyle. Bet smarter, beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
This new year, get started on your next success with University of Maryland Global Campus. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start February 11th. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid classes while giving you a head start on 2026. Earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Nissan trucks and SUVs are built for next-level adventure. Too much gear? Dirt? Rock? Sand? Get in a Nissan truck or SUV and feel unstoppable. Whether you want to take your next level of adventure in the Frontier Dark Armor, the Pathfinder, the Armada, or the Rogue, you'll be ready for what comes your way. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. Get 0% APR on the 2026 Nissan Rogue, 2025 Murano, or Pathfinder for well-qualified buyers. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Example 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary, subject to INMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 2/2/26.
Hey, it's Tiki. Even at 50 years old, I still train hard, and recovery matters. That's why I use GAT Sports' new creatine chews. No powder, no mess, no shaker cups. Just great flavors like grape cotton candy, lemon lime, and my favorite, fruit punch on the go. 5 grams of creatine per serving. Save 30% off your first bottle at gatsport.com with code Tiki30. That's GAT Sport.com with code Tiki30. GAT Creatine Chews. Fuel up, compete harder. Let's go.
I hope that Alliance Orthopedics stands for the way healthcare should be performed.
Alliance Orthopedics COO Dr. Brian Aquaro on what makes Alliance Ortho New Jersey so special.
We have the team members, the ability, the passion to really become something that everybody else is not doing.
Alliance Orthopedics gets you better every day. Check the reviews. You will restore function and reduce pain quicker at New Jersey locations near you.
And I want patients to look at us and say, like, you have to go there because these guys are doing it right.
Experience getting better every day at allianceortho.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4094. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-4094. That's 800-575-4094. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
History's masterpieces wouldn't be the same without their most notable accents. Neither would the Kia Sportage without its multiple drive modes. The Kia Sorento without its expansive 12.3-inch panoramic display. Or the Kia Telluride without its 3 rows of spacious seating. The Kia SUVs. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Hi, it's Sal Licata here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a very happy place, especially when my wife is satisfied. And while that's not an easy thing for me to achieve, my friends at CertaPro Painters had no such problems. Big jobs, small jobs, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
At NYU Langone Health, we know there really is no place like home. That's why we get our surgery patients home faster and have fewer readmissions than any other health system. That means once you're home, you won't need to go back for the same procedure. Instead, you can get back to the things you love. And the next time you need something else, we're here. Better health starts with a better health system. Learn more at nyulangonehealth.org.
This Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ. Precision cooking, effortless results. ChefIQ.com. The Islanders, who did lose on Saturday night with some of us in the building, represent the local pro teams tonight as they head to Washington in search of capital gains at 7 p.m. The Islanders, again, have not won a game since using Tommy Lugauer as a Jumbotron inspiration in 2026. No basketball locally tonight.
I got to defend.
2 games, right?
Well, just the one game.
One game.
One game.
They haven't won since.
Stop it. You can really pin this on Tommy? That was very cool. For those that are not aware, when the guys went to the game on Saturday night as part of the Islanders taking the ice, they had a hype video, and it featured Tommy Lugauer doing we're the Kings of New York, we're the team that matters, screw the Knicks and Rangers, we're the Islanders.
But it was his commentary from his show.
Yes.
Correct?
It was commentary from a show. Absolutely. I thought that was really cool. Why are you trying to...
I thought it was cool, too.
Tommy was right about you.
What do you mean?
You got like this weird...
Hater.
You're a hater.
I'm not a hater.
Why don't you just say it was awesome? Like, there's nothing negative to say about it.
You're misunderstanding. I thought it rocked. I thought it was awesome.
Okay, now you say that.
I'm just presenting you the facts that since Tommy Lugauer became the motivator of the Islanders, they haven't won a game. That's all I'm saying.
You want Islander fans to hate him.
I don't want I want Islander fans to support him. They're going to need him, or he's going to need them when the Knicks are out in the second round. So, it's fine.
You took a picture of a bunch of Benjamin Franklins at the Islander game?
I didn't. That was the other special guests there were a bunch of people dressed as Benjamin Franklin.
Oh, why? Okay.
I'm still confused by that, but they kept showing them on the Jumbotron.
I saw something so funny. Like, you know Mike Carver? He used to work here. Big Mac has him on every single Saturday. Great guy. You know, wonderful talent.
He was at the Islander game as well. Yeah.
Okay, Mike Carver tweets in response to Sean showing all these Benjamin Franklins. Yeah, they're trying to get their money for you and Tommy engagement farming at the behest of the Islanders. And I thought that was funny.
Yeah. In other words, he thinks me and Tommy only talked about the Islanders last week because we knew we were going to see the Islanders, which I can't speak for Tommy. Not me. Not me.
No, I don't think it was that you were going to. I think it's just to get clicks. You were trying to benefit off of the Islanders' good name, and there's nothing wrong with that.
You're in a,
you took a crap on the Islanders sweeping the Rangers, so you did that to get, your love from your Ranger fans. And Tommy is just not really sticking it to the Rangers because he's a Knicks fan.
The reason that the Islanders invited them was so that they would talk about him.
Oh, you think so?
100%.
Oh, I'm sure there's probably part of that. But what are you, Dane?
He's a Ranger fan.
I don't understand him. I don't like that, though.
What?
Are you Dane B80746 on Twitter saying I'm doing this for clicks?
That's Mike Carver who said it, who's a dear friend of yours and works and appears weekly on WFAN.
Hold on. I think the Islanders are doing it for clicks.
Oh, the Islanders are doing it for clicks.
Forget Sean.
Yeah, but
Tommy.
There's
Big Mac. This is about the Islanders doing it for clicks.
There's this narrative that I tweet something out. It's like, oh, man, if you're getting those clicks, what do I get paid for people clicking on my... I get nothing for it.
You get nothing. The Islanders get attention on the fan.
Correct. I do something for clicks. What the hell do clicks do for
So
me?
you
Nothing.
didn't do it for clicks. You disagree with Carver's assessment. Do you think Tommy did it for clicks?
Of course he did. 1,000% he did.
Did they tell him he was going to be on the Jumbotron?
No,
as a generational talent.
They didn't, which is why he spent the rest of the game nervous, because then once they did it, he knew that the future of this organization was on his hands.
Tommy's a very, and by the way, his show's been awesome. I've been listening, and he's doing a great job. He's a very nervous guy, though. And so as cool and as calm as he sounds on the air, I know him. He gets nervous over every little thing. So I can only imagine how he sat there at an Islander game thinking in his mind, winning or losing changes the belief around him. So, yeah, he must have been stressed that
Well, he's
night.
not positive, Tommy, for the Islanders.
Well, you better start getting to be.
I mean, he's just not. For the I guess the Jets borrowed him for a little bit.
He's only positive when it comes to the Mets.
Not so positive now, are you, Tommy?
Well, the Knicks, too.
Nah, he calls it like it is with the Knicks.
Now he does. Now he has his
I
own
don't think
show.
you guys listen to Tommy anymore. I listen to him. He calls it like it is. He's been very strong about the Giannis stuff. Like, he doesn't want to trade for him.
Again, if Tommy was with us, I think he'd still be positive Tommy with the Knicks.
Why? Because we'd be hating on him?
I think you have to come on as a solo host after a bad Knicks loss, and you can't just be like, well, so
No, you
what?
got to keep it real.
Well,
when you're a
let's-
solo host, you got to keep it real.
Let's see what happens during the baseball season, though. Like, so far, everything's great with the Mets. But
No, he'll keep it real. I trust in Tommy.
I think so. I trust Tommy, too.
I do, too.
I do, too.
Because now he can't just let you express his ire on the Mets.
Oh, so it was good cop, bad cop.
Yes. There's no good cop.
I never realized the brilliance of Tommy.
That's
He
interesting.
didn't need to be negative because I was already doing it.
Exactly.
Holy crap.
That's a great... Tiki's got great observations.
That's why positive Tommy exists.
Wow. You think Tommy realized that?
Probably
I think
not.
Tommy realizes
Probably
more than you
not.
think. Well, probably not, maybe.
Tiki says no way. We'll get to our questions for Roger Goodell in a few minutes. Let's take some more of your calls, 888-808-1019. Joe is in Monroe. Good afternoon, Joe.
Hey, Joe, what's up?
Hi, Joe Martinelli from Monroe. First time, long time.
Oh, appreciate that, man.
Nice.
I had a question. Well, first I wanted to touch on the conversation you guys were having beforehand. I think the media tries taking down the Giants when they're at their highest, and so we get Big Ba. We come in, Tish helps with that,
right?
And then afterwards, you see Tish get like all this hate, all this negativity. I just want to say, I think we as Giants Nation, we bleed blue, and we support him. He just landed us the big fish in the coaching market, Big Ba. And I just want to say that,
Joe.
Yeah.
We are not, and certainly Tiki isn't, and I'm certainly not. None of us are attacking the Giants because they've had too much good news. One of the owners of the Giants is on the Epstein emails.
Yes.
He is connected talking about women and asking questions of, hey, does she work? Is she a worker? Is she this? Is she that? That is not me or anyone else making up a story to hate on the Giants. And I want to make this clear. I'm not hating on the New York Giants. There's nothing to hate about when it comes to John Mara in this case, or John Harbaugh, or the roster, or your history, or anything like that. It isn't even about the Tish family.
Right.
It's one guy. And we all need to be intellectually honest in talking about that. It's not about agendas against the Giants or agendas against anybody. So let's be fair about this. His name is on a list. He was an associate of a bad guy. Now, we don't know everything. And he's come out and he's denied ever going to the island and denied ever being with underage girls. And we could take him at his word for that if you so choose. But don't act like anyone's inventing a story to besmirch the Giants. That's not happening.
Right. I think you're right about that. This isn't about the Giants.
It's not.
It's about Steve Tish,
who happens to own a part of the Giants,
right,
who works in the shield of the NFL, which is why when Roger Goodell meets the media in a few hours, he should be asked about it.
He's also a famous movie producer.
That's true, too.
Right. Probably more people probably know more than that than as the Giants owner.
I got to be honest with you.
Across the country. In New York, we know him as the Giants owner.
I did not like, personally, that statement. When Mr. Tish released a statement denying, any wrongdoing, which is fine. He should deny it if it didn't happen.
You mean Mr. Tish's statement?
I did not like his statement of saying, well, we talked about movies and what's that word? Philanthropy. Philanthropy. Like, okay.
Yeah, and business and all these other things. Which, by the way, a lot of people talk to him about business.
I know, but we saw you talking about women.
Right.
Like, that other stuff doesn't matter.
Address the specific allegation that's pertinent to what Jeffrey Epstein is repulsively known for.
Right. Like, that other information was almost like irrelevant. It was like window dressing.
It is irrelevant.
Right, so why
there's
say
been a lot of people that talked business with Jeffrey Epstein.
Right.
Even though I'm sure they, like us, ultimately didn't do it because they're like, where did your money come from?
Right. Which is still something I don't understand. Scott's in Westchester. Hey, Scott.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. Glad to be talking to you again.
Appreciate it.
I called this past Tuesday about pulling the trigger on the Giannis trade and how the Knicks should do it.
Yep.
But after evaluating the last 6 games and the one I attended this past Friday for the first time in 17 years, thank God.
Wow.
I know, right? I would like to keep the guys only because, one, you would be breaking up a group that has a lot of great chemistry. And Tiki, you know how important it is with teammates and having
100%.
chemistry. And there's more of a connection there, better chances of having success during a game or on a play, etc. I also think, too, when it comes to Cat or Bridges, I don't know if they heard about trade rumors. I don't know if they ever floated around. But I feel like it probably lit a fire under them, which motivated them even more to a point where they're putting it all, on the line. And I think the last couple of games have shown you that. So, especially with Friday, how 20 rebounds when I was there. That was incredible. Right. But I just want to hear what you guys
No, look, you're right. You're right about the motivation thing. We can't actually know the answer to that. We don't know if Mikal Bridges heard rumors that he was going to get traded to Portland or Cat's going to be shipped out somewhere in a 3-person trade or 3-team trade, I should say, and ultimately not be a Knick anymore. But you also can speculate heavily and say, if you want to be a Knick, you better start playing like Mike Brown wants you to play. And the evidence of that is undeniable because you've seen it these last few games.
I don't like the idea of deciding on trading or not trading for Giannis based on a 6-game stretch in late January. Right. That is my point.
Yeah,
I don't
think it is. I think it's more of what your initial reaction was.
The chemistry issues,
chemistry issue.
Building a new team, the Giannis injuries. Like
they're going to have to play different if Giannis is the big man on this team.
1,000%. And if you call up and say that, like, hey, I'm worried about Giannis's calf. I'm worried about changing this roster greatly. You bring up a lot of really good points. Right. They're very fair points. This recent winning streak, which has been damn impressive. I mean, their defense has been on another level. It's been awesome. They're out shooting their opponents basically in every game. It's been great. There's nothing to crap on. They've beaten some good teams like the Lakers and the Raptors, and they've flushed some really bad teams like the Nets and the Kings. But I wouldn't make a rash decision based on 6 games, much like the day of the NBA trade deadline is Thursday, February 5th. It's this Thursday. You know who they play Friday night?
Who?
They go to Detroit and they play the Pistons.
Oh, of course.
If they got blown out by the Pistons like they did the last time they saw them, would that cause you to say, we should have traded for Giannis? Like, that's crazy.
Right.
We shouldn't use these small.
Well, it's just like the Celtics last year. Like
about regular season, what it means? Yeah.
They shouldn't carry so much weight that it determines moves that are going to be relevant in the postseason.
No, I agree with you. And I remember when they were playing that last game against the Celtics, I think the debate I had was, does it matter if they lose a close game? And it's like, yeah, it does. It shows that they can compete with them. And I remember thinking, like, it doesn't show anything. Like, when the playoffs start, it's a whole new animal, good or bad. Whether you beat a team like a Drum a million times or they beat you a million times. My only point about bringing up the Pistons is I wouldn't use that game as this is why they should have or should not have traded for Giannis. It's one game.
Right.
Just like this 6-game stretch. They're playing incredibly well. They deserve a lot of credit. They've bounced back. The Brooklyn Nets are the perfect anecdote to them. Good for them. Damn it. Antidote. You know what I meant.
I know what you meant.
Yeah. I don't think it should count as a misused idiom if you correct yourself in the moment.
And you just say the word wrong.
Yeah, just said it wrong.
Yeah, we'll scrap it from the record.
Are we really going to scrap it from the record?
No. I think so.
Yeah. Until I get an email from Dan, who has everything.
Oh, Cap keeping it too.
Andrew Kaplan's done a great job. Andrew Kaplan found that Al Dukes was on the Epstein list earlier today.
Unbelievable job, Pike.
I mean, can you believe that? Let's go to John in Wantagh. Hey, John.
Hey, Evan, this is your buddy from the Rico Bonia.
Nice.
You remember me, right? I told you I wouldn't download your podcast.
Yes, you told me you wouldn't download the podcast to change the name because you think Rico Brogna's a Philly.
Yeah, exactly. Now I got a bigger problem with you.
Go ahead.
Listen, as a Ranger fan, I'm 54.
Okay.
The Islander fans and whoever's behind what they did on Saturday night should be fired.
For what?
They're a disgrace.
For what?
They're a disgrace to and now I know what the Yankee fans feel like when the Met fans celebrate a series win against the Yankees like we won the World Series. Yeah. Now I'm getting it. To come out to music to Tommy Lugauer that says, "Oh, we now run the city." What are you kidding me, bro? Is this a joke or what? Is this a joke, Evan?
I mean, in fairness, they kind of do run the city. Like, Tommy's right. Like, the Rangers aren't going to the playoffs. Sean, are the Rangers going to the playoffs?
They told us they're not.
Okay, so they've confirmed that?
They quit, remember?
So if there's playoff hockey in New York, and there's no guarantee the Islanders are going to make it, they still have a lot of work to do. But
I'd be a major disappointment if they don't. And they got to make it.
Devils are 5 points.
Yeah, they are. They're in it, too. They have a chance. And I would be disappointed. You don't have to do that shtick. Like, I admit that as a sport. I would be very disappointed.
What shtick?
Oh, it'd be a major disappointment.
It would be.
It'd be worse than the Durant Nets. You can't have it happen. Look, it'd be a disappointment. But if the Islanders do make the playoffs, wouldn't you agree they run this town?
What does that mean?
It means they're the only hockey team playing.
Is that running the town, or is that just they get eyeballs in the
if
town?
you want to watch hockey in April.
Run this town?
Yeah, run this town. Whatever Tommy said, I'm backing him.
I think the Mets are going to be more relevant.
Oh, that is just here's something. I see what you're doing. You're using my team against
I'm not doing anything.
The Mets are going to be more relevant in late April than the Islanders?
Yep.
Like, because no one cares about the Islanders? Is that what you're saying?
Or maybe because the Mets will be so bad, the people will be in an uproar about the Mets.
Boy, you're such...
The Giants will be more relevant with the draft.
That's true.
You guys are something. All right, I'm going to meet you in the middle. Okay, first round NHL playoff, sure. If they are in the Eastern Conference Finals like they were in back-to-back seasons, even if they were called something different, the semifinals, whatever, they will be running this town. So don't kill Tommy. He's right.
Running? Yeah, that'll be mentioned.
They'll be skating in the town.
Yeah.
Do you think we will open with the Islanders after any playoff game?
No.
What? Jeez, am I going to get outvoted?
It would be a conference final minimum.
Yes.
Wow.
Conference finals, they make the back pages.
Okay. Did I ever tell you about me on the back page?
What?
You don't know about this?
No.
And I felt bad because it's much like how Tommy probably feels bad.
You as an accessory or you like prominently?
As an accessory. Like, Tommy's not a diehard Islander fan. I don't think he's ever said he is. Just like I'm not. The Islanders are my favorite hockey team, but I watch more basketball. Right. I always admit that, very open and honest. So I never want to be like, oh, you're the face of Islander fandom. No, I'm not. I'm a very casual fan, right? I've been open and honest about that. So I'm at Game 6, final game at Nassau Coliseum, day of the milk bath with Craig. For some reason, me and my friend Chris are pictured celebrating the Islanders' game-winning goal as the back page of Newsday.
Why?
I don't know, because we were excited. I was like, my arms are in the air. Chris is pumped. I still have it saved on my desk. And I honestly remember feeling bad the next day. Because I'm like...
Because you weren't the epitome of what the Islander fan is feeling.
No, and I don't want anyone believing like, oh, look at Evan, he's such a fraud, he's painting himself. No, I've always honest about my fandom and where it lies. I'm an Islander fan, but I don't watch. I'm not a diehard. I'm a diehard Nets fan, as you know.
Right.
Watch every game.
Right. Mets, etc.
Yeah.
Jets, but whatever.
Well, excuse me?
Yeah.
What did you just say?
I don't believe that you're as diehard a Jet fan as you are a Met fan.
Oh, no, you're wrong about that.
Whoa, this is a big revelation in Evan Tiki history.
Accusation. The Mets came first. They came before the Jets, and they became before the Nets. But the Mets, Jets, and Nets are in this pool of, I watch every game, don't miss a snap or an inning, and they cause me pain when they lose. So I don't know. It's like picking between your favorite sons. Like, you can't do it. I love Jet. I love Spence. And that's how I view the Jets, Mets, and Nets. But I understand. That's fine. I perceive me that way.
I kind of agree. The more I think about it.
The Mets and the Nets, or just the Mets?
The Jets.
are behind the Mets and the Nets, or just the Mets?
Behind both.
Really?
Because here's the thing about can I give you an observation?
Of course, it's an observation.
I respect your DVR antics, like, hey, I got to take home the kids, whatever, catch up. I don't think that works in football.
Yeah, but I don't do it in football. As you
Evan?
know, I've made that clear.
All right.
I did it one time because I was at Disney.
Yeah.
And they were terrible.
Well,
they played a game against the Browns and they were buried.
I don't want to hear it. I'm grinding out Drew Lock games last year. I don't want to hear it.
So
No, but I watched the game.
Evan,
I DVR'd it.
Sean, that's exactly my point.
Because I DVR'd one Jet Brown game?
No, you're watching because you feel like you have to.
No, because I'm a fan.
I put it this way. I'm not like my wife and everybody knows my life. I'm watching that Drew Lock game.
Enjoy it.
Oh, I did not enjoy it. It sucked.
I know, but I think you watch the Nets, even though they suck and they get beat by 50, and you're like, I can see something here.
Are you high right now?
No.
Do you think I watched the Net game last night and said, "Oh, I'm getting joy"? I'm not getting joy.
I mean, Gentleman makes a 3-pointer. You're like, yes, that's all I needed.
He sucked last night.
I'm going to defend Evan on something.
Yeah, thank you.
I texted Evan something Carino said on the TV broadcast as I was watching the Nets-Pistons game.
Yeah.
And Evan, of all people, came back to me and goes, are you serious right now? I got that game on mute.
I did. I had the Nets game on mute.
I was more locked into the Nets-Pistons than Evan in the third quarter.
In fact, would you like to? It all comes together. You'll appreciate this. We're going to come full circle. Chris Carino, radio voice of the Brooklyn Nets, did the game last night on TV with Tim Capstraw.
Yep.
The clip we're about to play is of him making fun of not the Brooklyn Nets, but the New York Jets.
What?
So
how the hell does that happen?
I'm gonna break it down for you. So Tim Capstraw is explaining how good the Pistons are defensively.
Yeah.
And basically said they're like a football team. You know, like those football teams that do the
they're physical,
the
right?
peanut spike,
Right.
Yeah, the
punch, the peanut punch.
The peanut punch.
punch.
Right. And they force turnovers. The Pistons are like an NFL team. Take a listen.
They go for they're guarding and going for it. And if you turn your back on them and the next guy rotates over, we've seen a number of those type of steals also.
Unless you're the Jets.
Wow. Because we didn't force any interceptions this year.
I felt like the Leonardo DiCaprio meme. I was snapping my fingers like, jet shot, jet shot.
Yeah. And he tells me, and I had the game on, but they're down by 40. I had it on mute.
Right.
I'm watching the Knicks on NBC. And so, yeah, there you go. You know what? That's I'm going to win the debate. Watch this.
Right.
I never put the Jets on mute.
Oh, it's a good point.
That's a good point.
Good point.
Raheem Morris going back to the San Francisco 49ers as a DC.
So that means Jim Schwartz isn't going there.
Yep.
Does that mean he has to stay in Cleveland like he's arrested?
Now the new rumor is Vic Fangio is considering retirement.
Yeah.
He might go to the Eagles.
Wow.
Vic
Back to the
Fangio
Eagles. Didn't he coach for the Eagles?
That sounds right.
I thought that.
Yeah, I think he did. Now I'm confused.
No, I'll look it up.
Right.
Don't worry. We won't leave the show with you confused.
Right.
Real quick. So we've spent a lot of time talking about the Steve Tisch situation. If you want to rewind on the Odyssey app, you could do it to the very top of the show. And one of the big things that's going to happen today is Roger Goodell's doing his State of the League.
Right.
And I predicted to you he's barely going to be asked about the Tisch situation, the Epstein emails. I figured it'll be 2 or less. We all know a lot of questions are going to be asked about the minority coaching hire cycle in which there was one minority coach hired. That was Robert Saleh. So we know those things will at least be discussed to some level. If you got one question for Roger Goodell, and again, you want to ask something that's probably not going to be asked, what would you ask the commissioner of the NFL?
I'm going to go. Commish, why?
Excuse me, you're just jumping in front of
just
Tiki
real
Barber?
quick, I'm going to forget it. Why is it okay for a team like the Dallas Cowboys to tank the final week of the year with nothing to play for, but if a team picking in the top 5 of the draft did that, they'd be docked picks?
That's a good question.
That's really good.
That is actually solid.
By the way, the Eagles were coached by Jim Schwartz on defense between 2016 and 2020, so he has a Super Bowl ring with Philadelphia.
Oh.
What would be your question? Sean basically stole mine.
I would ask how quickly we're going to an 18-game schedule, and will each team play internationally? Because they're expanding globally.
Yes.
We know it.
I think he gobbledygooks that answer. Like, I think it's, talk to the union, blah, 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 I got to figure it out.
Right.
Yeah,
because he can't unilaterally do it.
He's got to, I am completely with Sean about the tanking. It is, to me, one of the biggest issues the NFL is facing. And I would, and I think the way you worded it was more specific to a team, but I would say to him, we clearly, Commissioner, because I like to offer opinions in questions, and then they don't get played by my coworkers because they're like, I was too mean. I would say, we know tanking is an issue. What are you going to do to fix it? Almost put it on him.
I like it.
We know it's an issue. What are you going to do about it? But really, the most important questions are going to be about the minority coaching hires and, of course, Steve Tisch. And we'll see if he's asked any questions about that. Tomorrow we'll be back at 10 a.m. We'll talk about that plus many, many other things, including the results of coaching bingo. Now, Carton Show's coming up. Aaron Boone will join the program at 3 o'clock. So listen and keep it right here. We will talk to you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Goodbye.